Hello.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to In Memoriam. This is the Mutant Masterminds campaign of Rapid Haberdashery, and we are doing a one-shot storyline called Mount Doom. Now, if you've been following along for a while, you'll recall that the oh, that was wrong. I didn't. Oh well. If you've been following along for a while, you will recall that the online group did this a year ago. Did this storyline a year ago. We are going to be doing it now, and it is set up for the Extra Life event that we'll be doing on November 4th and 5th this year. So check that out. Help us help kids by going to the Extra Life team page that I just posted in chat. That is going to have, all the donation pages for each of us. Everyone here that has a donation page set up is raising money for Boston Children's Hospital. There are other hospitals on the team, though. Feel free to take a pick and support whichever hospital you like. But especially, please join us on November 4th and 5th for that 24-hour gaming marathon. Now, and every cent you donate does go to the hospital. There's no overhead. We don't get any cut. No administrators get a cut. We are doing Mountain Doom, and everyone has picked characters. Now, because we're starting later than we intended to, we might end up continuing into next session in 2 weeks, but we'll see. Everybody has picked characters, but we haven't really had the chance to talk about them yet. Or I don't even know if you've even looked over. You said you haven't even looked over your backgrounds yet. Okay, so you definitely want to do that now. In the meantime,
I'm slowly getting there.
Yeah, while you guys are doing that, do you guys have any questions about your sheets or backgrounds or anything?
Not about my character's background.
Okay.
You said it said in the background story that the volcano shot unreality.
Yes.
Yeah. How would you describe unreality?
Well, that's kind of why it's called that. It's
Okay.
just, it's.
The reason I was like, I don't understand.
It's like reality kind of broke down and something else that is really hard to classify replaces it.
Okay.
So the scar, which you guys have found, is a very light form of that, where the laws of physics are wonky and there's time and there's things are growing up walls and stuff and there was the lake was at an angle and everything like that.
Right.
All of that stuff is level 1 unreality.
Okay.
But these people have been dealing with stuff that would be classified as like level 10, there's just void, or you wake up in somewhere that does not make sense,
Okay.
Type of stuff.
Character question.
Yeah.
Do we know all of our powers already?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You've been living like this for a while.
Okay. Cool.
You all already know each other. You've been living in a village together, a settlement together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you've told each other is up to you. No one has seen your backstory page yet, so they don't know anything about you. So you can decide what they do and don't know, and tell them now what they do know.
Okay.
And if you want to, if you want to have your character being that type of person, some of what you tell them right now could be a lie. But whatever you tell them now is what everyone else knows about your characters going into this.
What? Did you read it all?
What is immunity? Is it immunity life support?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean?
You don't need to eat, breathe, or sleep, or drink.
Cool.
Which is handy because you don't have a mouth.
Yeah. So I can't talk.
Telepathically.
Yeah, only telepathically.
Oh.
It doesn't say.
What?
My character.
What?
Light particles.
Oh.
Let's put
Well,
it
you could form it out.
I could. Just light.
Yeah.
Oh, so in normal, our last session that we played,
Quickness
I
means
found my
that
life.
you do tasks
Yes. That's what they said.
Oh, they're telling me, yeah.
Non-combat
We're on
related
the road
tasks and
to find
non-movement
Jesus.
related
Yeah.
tasks faster than a human can. So like if you
There's a
have
lot.
if you have quickness that isn't limited, like you can read a book. Like you ever see and stuff where like the Flash will read an entire architectural library and then go and build a house, and he does all of it in like 10 seconds. It's the reading the book and the building that's being sped up by quickness, and speed that's speeding up his running around. So it's a combination of two powers.
Slow down.
So what is mental task?
Mental tasks is anything. So if I ask you to translate something, you get to significantly reduce the amount of time it takes to do that. If you're strategizing something, if you're processing something, if you're thinking through something, like even if you're doing like
solving a problem.
Yeah, problem solving, things like that. All of those tasks you do way faster. How many ranks do you have?
10.
All right, so that's gonna be super. Let's go see that real quick.
The book?
Yeah. All right, so I think it just goes straight down the chart on page 11, but let me verify real quick before I say this to you. Yeah, okay, so let's say you wanted to do something that would normally take an hour. Like I gave you guys a puzzle, and everyone is like, okay, it's going to take an hour for you to figure this out. All right? For you, it's going to take 3 seconds.
Nice.
I was a little off.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So, okay, so for my telepathic transmission, can I talk to more than one person at a time telepathically? Or does it have to be a single person?
Let me see. What's the actual power called?
Communication?
Oh, I should just look at your sheet. What am I doing?
I mean, if the answer was on my sheet, I'd be able to.
Right, but it doesn't tell me what I'm looking up.
Oh. What's up, bud?
I think this means you can. Let me look though. Oh, no. You have to pick a person at a time. Second here. Now, once you get some bonus points,
Yeah.
Because you only have one rank in it.
Yeah.
So getting one power point, you can pick up. Once you pick up one power point, you can use it to buy area, which would let you communicate with everyone within that radius. But you would probably want to wait until you have 2 points so you can pick it up with selective. So you can choose who here.
Okay. Cool. What does permanent mean?
Permanent means that you don't turn it on and off. That's just.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, those are. You don't have to activate that power. It's always on. But because it's a remote power, you can change where it's operating from.
Right.
At any given time. But it's always happening.
Cool. What is subtle?
Subtle means that no one can notice it. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, you have 2 ranks in it. So they can, but it's a super high difficulty to note, to realize.
Okay.
Cool.
That's all my questions.
Okay. Do you guys have anything yet? Did you read your background yet?
What?
Okay,
It's quite interesting.
Kind of rough? I don't know. I think I might have you beat.
Oh,
When the
you're a
word came, I don't
jellyfish,
know.
right?
Yes.
Not really, but
An
kind of.
octopus.
I'm just light particles floating in the air.
That's so
I'm a brain with tentacles.
fair enough.
Yeah. They are load-bearing tentacles. You can walk on them, which is good because.
Otherwise, that would be a brain on the floor.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, you can be out of water.
Mhm.
That's really weird.
He's not actually an octopus.
Oh,
No, I'm literally a brain with tentacles.
Yeah, it literally is like
Oh.
it looks like a brain with tentacles.
that's cool.
Alright, Baldur's Gate 3. Cough, cough. No one has played.
I want to put my foot there.
Have any of you played?
I haven't bought it yet.
My computer doesn't work.
I want to buy it.
That's why I said
Oh yeah,
that,
they
'cause
can open.
one of the things is, like in the very tutorial part, there's brains with like legs that walk around.
Nice.
So that's why I was like, oh, that reminds me of that.
They're not as cool as me.
No.
No, they're not tentacles. Okay. I have one thing that I can do.
Here, I'll just show you the picture she sent. Cause I don't have a good way to put it on stream right now unless I like hold my computer.
Advantages. That's what I thought. I don't have any advantages.
That's cool.
Yeah, I stayed on.
There
Okay.
you go.
I mean, I don't have
Straight
any.
enough.
I just have face. The only question I really would have is face state. Like, I just phase through things. Yeah, face state. There's no real.
I think that's just kind of describing what your physical state is like. As you look.
Yeah. That's all. It doesn't have like any actual description.
Oh, phase state has description. Go down, scroll down to.
Oops,
Oh, phase state is just the name of that slate of powers.
Oh.
Phase state is not a power in and of itself. It's just how I'm naming this group of powers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is that what's everything inside of that?
So everything inside that is.
Oh, it can morph.
Yep.
I didn't even see that when I picked the character. I just knew I couldn't be touched because I'm white.
So because your body is just disparate particles that you're controlling,
Right.
you can rearrange them in any way you want. And,
Scales. No.
I mean, you could. You could look like Scales, although you've never met Scales. But it would be hilarious if you have this character. If this character survives, you bring him into Extra Life, and they meet Scales. That'd be hilarious. If they just show up looking the same.
Exactly.
Like, wait, what's going on with you?
That's Spider-Man.
You look like fuzzy me.
That's Spider-Man meme where they're just like standing there pointing at each other. Yeah, other than that, I didn't have any. I mean, it's pretty basic.
Okay.
I don't have any real attacks as far as I know of. I'm just really smart.
Yeah. You are one of the brainiacs of the group. The other one being a literal brain.
Yep.
But
But yeah, what happened in your backstory?
What?
How did you become a brain?
I don't know how I became a brain.
Okay, so remember how your characters all woke up from the experiment in the tubes or whatever? You woke up in the
Yes.
cryogenic chambers with no memory of your past. That is a side effect of the process by which the government makes you a mutant. The people who were turned into mutants by the burst at the event don't have that side effect.
Oh, okay. That explains. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going in depth with how I became.
Oh.
I remember everything.
That's
Yeah, I got the blast sent me back. I worked at a grocery store. The blast sent me back through a freezer, ripping my body apart through all the metal and glass and everything. Yeah. And then when I finally came to, I was just little like particles.
wow.
That's
rough.
extreme.
Told you.
That's rough.
Told you it was pretty rough.
Dang.
So the characters.
But yes, I do. That's what confused me when I was reading.
Poor
I was like, what?
guy.
Shockwave. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the characters in the other the other session were being led by a military person, a military human. And so she gave everyone code names. So you guys can choose whether or not you have those or not, or nicknames or whatever you want to be called. Yours was called Jitterbug. Yours was, you had Clicks, right? The Scorpion girl?
Mm-hmm.
So Clicks and Jules. But she's got, no, that, I'm just saying that's what they were in that other, in the other group. You've opted for Jean.
Your genes.
Yeah. Are you being called anything other than your first
Giant
name?
brain puss.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'll have to think on it.
Um,
I'm
No.
very.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and each of you introduce your characters to the group. This is going to be, what they see, what they're used to seeing of you, and you see each other around town.
Mm.
So what do they use? What do they recognize? What do they see? And also a little bit of and whatever information about yourself that you want to share. That could be powers, that could be backstory, that could be lies, that could be information just kind of about your personality or whatever.
Mm.
Let's go ahead with Steven because you already started a bit. So go ahead.
Yeah. About my backstory, pretty much.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever everyone knows about you.
Right.
So what you look like
Yeah,
and whatever
I mean-
information they have about you.
As of right now, I'm just like particles. I move by vibrating pretty much. Vibrating on my little particles.
Okay. Oh, real quick. The event happened 5 years ago.
Right,
Um,
but this is all pre-event.
so all of that happened in the span of about 6 months.
Back to me.
The thing that happens
I don't even know
when
how
the
to
birth goes
describe
out is the event, though.
I'll describe how you look like me.
So the event is
I'm a
directly
mountain.
referenced in your
You're humanoid. So
the end of the world event.
You're like you played Skyrim, right?
Mhm.
You're a Khajiit. That's what you can describe yourself as.
Yeah.
What? Like what?
All right. Well, okay. Look,
A cat person.
what your character actually
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Your character is not a human that has been given traits of a cat, of a mountain lion.
Oh, okay.
Your character is a mountain lion that has been given human intelligence
Oh.
and the ability to stand upright. You don't have to stand
Yeah,
upright.
I was confused
but you
about
can.
that because they were like telling me that I was walking and I got hit by.
Yeah. So you were a just normal run-of-the-mill mountain lion, and then when the event happened, it mutated you and gave you a couple minor powers that are pretty normal to something a mountain lion would be able to do, but maybe exaggerated. The ability to walk upright and human intelligence and ability to speak.
That's kind of cool.
Comprehend.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about in Skyrim.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I didn't realize that it was literally a humanoid mountain lion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
For
What are you
what?
checking in there?
Wait. For what? Nick's
not
not
in
in
my
there. Come
office.
out of there.
It's not down here, as far as I know.
We have not seen that.
But yeah. I was explaining my backstory pretty much. How. I don't want to get into it now. But yeah, I pretty much saw the shockwave. Went blasting through glass and metal and tore my body apart. And then. I don't remember. I don't read it, but I don't remember if it gave me a time frame of how long it took me to realize my sensations. But now I just kind of am particles that vibrate through the air or the ground
Or whatever.
or wherever I need to vibrate through. Key locks, doors, anything. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna stay like a complete ball of light. I can bend myself down.
Yep.
Close particles. Gonna be like the Oracle from Halo.
I can
Real
see
ball of
that.
light.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't put in the test tube. Did I know that? I don't think I know about the test tubes. Anyway.
Other people might have mentioned it in their backstories,
Yeah.
and so it's one of those things where it's like, like what you remember of the event is going to be very similar to nowadays. People are like, oh, where were you on 9/11 or whatever.
Right,
We probably
yeah.
do have these conversations. Where were you when the world ended,
Right.
basically.
I was bagging groceries. Stocking freezers, I think is what it said.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that's me. All right, I'm gonna stick. I'll think of it.
All
I
right.
don't know anything yet.
We'll go around this way. Jacob?
Yeah, so I'm a giant scorpion, in case you didn't know. With claws and stingers and morphic legs and whatnot.
Scorpion tar.
Yes. Let's see. So probably about a week before the event, I was fighting terrorists on the front lines, and then the event happened. I woke up and I had this scorpion body. So yeah, kind of nice, honestly. Kind of handy. So yeah.
I lived in a jar for 6 months before the event. I have no memory of anything before.
And we've already seen like little like.
I look like an octopus. Right. Quiet.
I was basically just like a normal mountain lion walking through the woods, and I got hit in the head, and then I turned into like this mountain lion that can walk up straight and talk. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
All right, excellent. So you guys have Did you read the introduction to the Mountain Doom storyline?
Where is that?
Yes.
No.
It's the document in Mountain Doom. It's called Introduction. I'll just read it out loud.
Oh, that's fine.
Most of us remember the war, or at least part of it. All of us remember the event. In a flash, the world changed. Some people vanished, others were changed. Most didn't survive. The landscape itself turned against us, rules of physics broke down, crops were wiped out, monsters started roaming the wilds. We had to make the best of it. About 300 of us found each other and settled in a region of relative calm near what used to be Colorado Springs. Tucked away in the mountains, we had to scrape to figure out how to grow any food, we had to learn how to hunt, and some of us had to learn how to deal with the sudden mutations we'd gained when everyone else died around us. We lost over half of our number in the first 5 months before Book arrived. She knew things, all kinds of things, and she helped us get sorted out. With her help, we managed to establish some self-sufficiency, to hunt and to use our powers and to raise crops. Things were turning around for us. We began sending out scouting parties looking for other survivors, more supplies, safe havens, that sort of thing. One thing we found were travelers. To the east, we found explorers, people who claimed that the eastern part of the continent had never changed as much as our region had, and they were looking for answers. Word of safer lands to the east spread, and we lost many who went looking for greener pastures and never returned. A year in, we found Mount Doom. That's what we called it. A steep, jagged mountain to our west with its center blown out. Waves of unreality burst out of it at irregular intervals, and the area around it was more mystical than anything we'd ever seen. Monsters roamed freely with no signs of mankind anywhere, save one notable structure. A massive steel door set into the side of the mountain, flanked by security checkpoints and gun nests. Approaching it for more information was impossible. We couldn't get nearer than the surrounding mountains without growing terribly sick and, if we pressed on, falling victim to the same forces that killed so many others during the event. We determined there had to be an explanation for all of this, somewhere inside that mountain. It had to be the point of origin. So we've been monitoring it ever since, waiting for any change, any sign that we could get inside. That sign finally came a week ago. Something started to feel off, and the monsters began to thin out. One night we saw movement, the briefest glimpse of something moving through the void where the mountain had detached from its base, with a flashlight. Someone had found a way in, and they were safe enough to explore. We've pulled together a team to dive into Mount Doom. It's time to learn what happened to our world.
Thanks.
Also, my character is going to be called Layla.
Layla? Oh, I do have.
That's a good name.
I based it off the specimen ID.
Yeah, mine's based on this.
here. Pull up the map. There we go. Okay.
Where?
Light one?
Light.
Oh, light.
Just light.
Okay.
Oh, I should have left
Oh,
that.
light.
I should have left that up with map.
Hmm?
I should have left the map up on the stream because I actually do have a map for this. I put it right idea.
My character weighs 65 pounds. And I'm 6'3", apparently. So I'm light.
Nice.
Must be Leo.
Leo?
Yeah.
Leo now.
You weigh 65 pounds?
Yeah, 65 pounds.
Dang.
Apparently, at 6'3".
I weigh 35 pounds.
Oh, you're
Well,
right.
there's a whole lot of void.
5'9".
Neither of you have much body though. To be fair. Like,
Yeah.
Can't touch me.
I'm just surprised he weighs more than me, because I at least have mass.
Yes,
yeah.
but I have void. I have empty space inside me.
that is how much he would weigh if you condensed all of it down and tried to pick him up.
How much do I weigh?
Oh, you can bowl with me. I was reading something, I think it was on mine. I might have been on a different one, but I can go, I think it was physical for the 20 seconds. Was that mine?
I think
Or
so.
was that, I think there was one that had some powers. I just don't remember where to find
I
it.
don't think there's another one that had similar powers.
No, they didn't go crazy. But I don't see where I wrote that.
Was everybody else at the base camp?
So where you guys are starting is, if you look at the map,
Yeah. Can't condense.
where does it say it?
In my bio, it says you can condense them into one area briefly to interact physically.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
it doesn't tell me.
So
how
yeah,
long
so
this is
what that's actually describing is that the way that your character can touch things is just by like with your hand, kind of condensing all the matter in your hand, so you have enough matter to grab them. It's on a rules thing. That's a descriptive thing.
Right, okay.
So like if you punch somebody, it's assumed that you've made your hand solid enough to punch them.
I put my whole hand, all my matter into my whole hand. My
Yeah,
fist
you
weighs
can just be
65
you can
pounds.
just be a large hand. That, for all we know, that's what you've been this entire time. What's it called? From the
All the beads form together.
no, the thing from
Mario? No, was it Mario? Not Mario.
the fighting one.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, the hand from Super Smash
Bro.
Bros. You could have just been the hand from Super Smash Bros. This entire time.
It's just a giant.
Giant hand.
Yeah. Or the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. The what's that called that they have to summon?
Toodles?
Toodles. You've been Toodles this whole time. Like, who knows?
I don't even know.
That's a
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
surprise to that. Help us later. He says, grabbing an axe.
We can help you call Toodles. Toodles.
Yeah, I hate that.
Oh,
So, so this is a topographical map that's there. I should make this. Oh well. It's a topographical map that's there. So you guys are down at this riverbed, riverbank. If you look uphill to the east, where that like 9,600 foot section is, right there, right there.
Over there,
Okay.
to the east.
Yeah, that's where the observation post is. You've been spending a lot of time there.
Right. Okay, that's what it is.
So this is where people from your settlement have been watching Mount Doom for anything to happen. So you guys traveled there over the course of a few days, and then you made your way down the mountain to this river. You crossed the river. You've just finished crossing the river. You're looking up at. So this is, one big mountain, but about halfway up, it just kind of it goes up and then kind of smooths out, and then the top half of it is actually hovering above it.
It's a trap. Put your foot there. Spam.
Yeah. There is. It's hard to see from far away, and so you guys actually probably won't even see it yet. So anyway, yeah. So but it's floating above. Like half the mountain is floating above the other half.
Pretty cool. Okay.
The part that has the security checkpoint, there is a road that goes up, and it does go up, and it just kind of ends where the mountain breaks away, and then resumes on the top part and goes to the entrance that's up there, the security checkpoint that we talked about with the large gate and the gun nests and everything, is on the floating half.
But we can't even get there.
How
As far
high
as
is
you know.
it floating?
The void, the gap between the two parts is only about 60 feet.
I know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the top of the mountain is a full, like, 1,500 feet above you.
Yeah.
So 60 feet on that scale.
Yeah.
So we are down at the valley right
So
now.
you're down at the bottom.
Okay.
You guys are going to basically start by deciding how you're going to approach the mountain. How you're like, do you want to go up to the road? Do you want to go up the road? Do you want to try to find a more hidden, a more secret way? Do you want to do stealth checks? Do you just want to charge in? Like,
What are these?
those are things that the other party discovered that I didn't erase because I wanted to remember where they were.
Well, let's go explore. No, I'm just kidding.
We should probably. Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
I mean,
So,
didn't we see somebody making their way up there and not getting hurt by
We saw somebody in the void with a flashlight.
with a threat? They were in the void, so that means they're in there safely.
But yeah, they were in the space between the mountain.
but
They
they
were
No,
were,
up in that space.
Yeah, they were up there.
yeah,
I thought
could
they
you
were.
tell if they were human or?
All you saw was like vague movement and what clearly looked to be a flashlight, like the light from a flashlight.
Well, maybe we can get up there right now. We're gonna figure it a way out.
I say we go up stealthily.
I was agreeing with that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going through the door? Or are we gonna try to go around the woods? By
Where's
the
the
way.
door? Wait, where's the door?
Well, there's that gate that the road eventually goes to, which is in the top half of the mountain. Yeah.
Oh, so
Oh,
the
so
whole
we can't
bottom
get there
half
yet.
of the mountain is like open.
It's just mountain. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a road that winds up it.
Right, but once you get to that, the split is what you're saying.
Yeah. Once you get to the split,
That's where the gate is. And
No.
the crow's nest. No.
no, the road ends there because there's a gap. There's no
Ah,
road.
because they're.
And then the road resumes on the floating part.
And that's where
The gate is up on the floating part.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Maybe we should go stealthily through. I mean, as far as we can in the woods, up to the road, follow the road, but not on the path.
Okay.
And if we see anybody, maybe we can kidnap them.
Kidnap them.
Just see a ball of light, a big hand of light. Into the woods they go. Oh, that's my
So
first
is that what
skill.
we're doing?
So yeah, stealth is going to be.
It's gonna be a little. I mean, I'm not bad, but my stuff
Just
ain't the
stand
best.
out, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, he is made of light too. So.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
thing's not making any movies anymore.
Movies?
Yeah, usually when I click it, it goes whoop.
Oh, that's not on your computer doing that.
Oh, that's not.
So what happens is if you have the Roll20 interface open,
Yeah.
but you're on a different tab, then the Roll20 interface makes a noise
Damn.
whenever someone rolls, to tell you that someone has rolled.
Or stealth.
Yeah, I'm sure.
20.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm sure it's pretty good.
Yeah.
She is
She's
a
a mountain
lion.
lion.
Yep,
Yeah.
37.
Yeah, this is where she shines.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to silently get up a mountain.
No problem.
That's literally in my name.
Cat activated.
Yeah, that's why they call me Mountain Lion.
Yeah.
Get it?
There you go.
She's probably going on all fours and just like
She's just hopping up the
foot
rocks.
pads.
Okay.
Hey, I'm already here.
Maybe I should move the
Well, you do have to. Speaking of hopping,
Could have
you saw the leaping power ability you have? Nope, that is not a move action.
Oh.
That is a free action.
Aha! So that means you can do it anytime.
Nice.
So you can leap and then you get your full movement,
Right.
or
so
you can do your full movement and then leap,
Cool.
Yeah.
and then still have an attack action ability.
I love how we went up and.
I'm gonna go
kind
up
of
the mountain
sequence.
swinging
Okay.
from branch to branch.
That's good.
That would be fun.
That's my only thought.
So, is there a limit to how far I can spread my life?
I believe because that's covered under your elongation power.
Elongation? I don't even.
That's one of the things that's under phase state.
Oh man, needs to look better.
You didn't give me any combat.
That's true.
That'd be a little
You're just gonna stand there.
scary enough. Yeah, if I was fighting an octopus brain, I would pretty sure.
30 feet. So you can stretch out enough.
Okay.
You can stretch out 30 feet from tip to tip.
Okay.
I could see that in a fight. That's just.
Nobody's gonna know what to do with it.
What?
No, they're just gonna be like,
We'll just let her do
Reach your
her thing.
and I'll pick you up so it looks like you're floating.
Do I look like the aliens that we found and brought to our base accidentally?
Oh, God.
No.
No.
No, yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
They were octopus-like.
Yeah, they were something else though.
Something
They were
else,
squid-like.
okay.
Well, they look more like squids than like octopus.
No,
They had
actually, you get
claws.
what he got.
Oh, that's
On their tentacles.
Oh, so they had
That's
combat.
Their tentacles are
Like
actual
that.
tentacles.
Oh, our actual tentacles.
Well, they're like okay, yeah, it's yeah. With the suckers and stuff.
I don't know, suckers?
I don't know. You can if you want.
I have
That's
suckers.
that's a descriptive thing.
Does it make the
In my
noise when you
picture.
like?
All right, cool. Then you have
walk and
suckers.
stuff?
Okay, so you look kind of like those aliens
Okay.
then.
It should make those little noises every time you touch something. It's like, you know, like the
Yeah,
that's
so cool. Walking. That's why my stealth is so bad.
All right. How'd you do?
I mean, you
You're bright like.
some of you did not do great, but you do not seem to have actually drawn any attention. There's nothing that's kind of responding to you. When you get up to about here, or here,
Yeah.
when you get up to there, you are going to find that what's it called? This is where the void starts, the gap starts.
Okay.
So you're now at the top of the part that's still attached to the ground. You can see kind of well in there. It's like I said, it's really hard to find away from anything else. That there are actually a couple structures still down there. So there's so connecting the top and bottom is a metal like. It just kind of looks like a box to you guys from the outside. It is damaged, and one side of it is slanted like that. There is also a couple points where there's one point a little further away from it, kind of when you're looking at it to your left, about 100 feet or so, just a hole that goes up. There are a couple holes in the thing that you see as well, the box.
Can I look inside it?
I want to do that. I'm gonna come.
I'm not moving.
Huh?
I'm just looking
From where you're at.
inside.
Huh?
Did not explain to you all of her powers.
I haven't explained any powers.
I'm gonna go walk up to the box.
walking up block.
All right, let me see here. Do you have?
Whoa.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking here.
Probably shouldn't play like on scales. I'm
Yeah,
not scales
you're
anymore.
not.
Yeah.
I am very unlike scale.
Went from a dragon to
Yeah,
Went
basically.
from almost 14 touchdowns to nothing.
All right.
So,
So you're gonna get there. So your ability to see in there is gonna get there before you physically get there.
Yeah.
wow.
There are emergency lighting
Okay.
still on. It's very dim. Not all of them are on.
Okay.
But what you can see, kind of make out, is that the slanted thing is a stairwell. And you can't really see inside of the rest of, like there's a chamber kind of to the side of that you can't really see into from here. But if you go up or down the stairwell, and you kind of go out of the stairwell into the floor, you'll see that it's an elevator shaft.
Okay. Probably not in service.
I mean, it's not moving. You have to actually test it to see whether or not it works. But it's definitely not being used.
Can I get there yet?
Yeah, you can get there. You're going to see the same. What you're going to see when you look in is the stairwell. You're looking in a stairwell that has like 2 or 3 emergency lights on.
How far from us is that? Do you know? Could I stretch back and go, hey, I'm going to go in this?
Oh yeah, I mean you guys can decide how close you are to it when you were.
Well, I
when you
just
got
knew
to
we
it.
came up the stairwell and just saw it, so I was like,
Oh yeah, when you crested over the thing and you first noticed it, it was probably about 100 feet away.
I'm getting that far. Well, can I mean, not that it's going to do anything good. Can I do a perception check looking at, like, kind of being in the stairwell, looking down or up?
Sure.
I see. Today? Okay.
Yeah, so that's all right. It's a stairwell. That's how much the lights on. You will see that. You will see that the next story down has a number on it for each of the floors, and that floor is listed as S20.
Alright. This is so much different. I'm going to have to come back and talk to you guys now. And just be like, calm to buddies. Hey guys,
Yeah.
look what I found.
Or like fly back in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
More like 0.2
This is boring me. I'm gonna go to Mars.
Yeah.
No.
No, you're not. This guy ain't going nowhere near Mars.
Well, I'm gonna go back to them and be like, the floor down below us was S20, so the floor that I was standing on, which is now the void or whatever we're calling it, the whole gap, whatever we're gonna call it, must have been floor 21 at some point. Oh. I didn't see anybody or anything. It was just emergency lighting. Mm-hmm.
Is there, other than like, is there a way inside that stairwell?
One of the holes is large enough that you guys can fit through. It's gonna be pretty tight for you because your body's weirdly shaped. But
I'm gonna do
so
it
the scorpion tar thing was serious. Like she's like a centaur, but instead of a horse bottom, it's an entire giant scorpion.
Oh, so you're like,
She has 6
what's
legs.
his name from
Yeah.
And the
the mummy?
Yeah,
Scorpion
She
King,
on
yeah.
And
the little. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what I was like, oh, I gotta
Like
fix
the
this.
scorpion thing from the Mummy movie.
Yes!
I just said that.
Ah.
Yeah, I was literally just talking about
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, no?
I mean, I'm aware of it.
Oh, it is a good movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time though.
Who is that?
I'm sure it's good because I really liked the other movies in that series. But I felt like they were like just trying to grind out more movies, so I stopped watching them.
That makes sense.
A little bit.
So.
Still fun.
Still had a decent storyline to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They're making too much of this.
Yeah.
series.
It is. He's coming back, right?
Yeah.
So,
I heard he's making another movie or something like that.
Yeah, he made one, The Whale or something like that.
yeah, the whale
Yeah.
was like,
They
Yeah.
said it was really good, but sad.
Mhm.
I want to watch it.
When I was in there, I should have asked, but could I see like a stairwell going up?
Oh yeah, the stairwell
Obviously
goes up and
broken.
down. Yeah.
It's broken there, I'm assuming.
Nope.
Oh, now it's just through.
No, you can keep going up.
How
Oh.
many is there? One? Just
one.
one.
But
big
you just
one?
can't. But you can't see the number up there because there's stairs blocking.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably have to go like up and around.
We actually have to go up to it.
Yeah.
You said the distance between the distance and the gap is like 60 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like quite a few floors are gone.
Yeah. I would have assumed.
Well, if you guys want, you can do a perception check on the outside and see how many doors that would go to the stairway are visible from the outside.
I'll do it.
Oh, you didn't say there were doors on the box.
Well, they're not on the. So there aren't any on the side that you're facing. But if you're like, hey, how many floors does the stairwell go to that are missing?
Sure.
Then you can go around the back where those doors would be, where the
See
stairwell
how many
is,
doors there are?
and see if there are any there. Okay.
Your perception's pretty good too.
Okay.
All right. You're going to see two. It looks like the floors are not actually evenly sized, and some of them are very large.
Well, should we see if there's a way to get in without going through Mr. Gate and go up the staircase? Do we got above us?
I'm
Or below us, whichever way. I'm down.
Do I recognize anything?
Not at this point. I mean, the stairwell, all the stairwells in this place look the same, and so yeah,
Okay.
because where you started from was not on the floor where the gate is. You did have to go up, like, I think 6 flights to get out.
Okay. So I would have down from here, where we are now. I would have come from above.
I mean, that's you'd have to analyze, but remember that the actual gate to get out is still a few 100 feet above you.
Yeah, we still have room to go. It's not like right there.
I'll go up the stairs.
Upstairs?
Yeah.
Up the
Yeah,
stairs.
we'll do it.
Stealthily.
Stealthily.
So are you entering through the hole and then going up the stairway, or are you trying to climb up to one of those doors?
Which would be easier for me, the door or the hole?
The hole.
Okay, then take the
Unless, wait, can you climb walls?
I can.
So probably the door, actually.
Okay, the door.
I do too. Alright, wait.
Wait, so you can climb walls, you can climb walls, you can climb walls,
I'm in now.
and it's within 60 feet, so you can leap to the door once someone's holding it open.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna go the easy way there for me. Oh.
Okay.
No wall climbing for me. Gonna go up the stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys go up. Like I said, that was 20. The one that would
Below us was
would-
20.
Below. The next one up, which again is like 40 feet above where you enter, is floor S19.
Go the other way.
Oh, so it's going down.
Yeah.
Subfloor.
Huh? That's a little.
Are we still in the void? Or the gap at that point?
Yeah. Remember, there's 2 floors, so 19 and 18 will just open to the space between the mountains.
I say we pass 18 then and go up to 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see if there's something up there for us.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So when you get to 17, you go in, and what you're going to find is a place that looks like it's just kind of been absolutely ransacked. I mean, there's... So you're entering into a hallway, kind of goes either way. There's all kinds of rooms on this floor. They are fairly far apart. Some of them do have glass along the wall that has been broken. Inside the ones that you can see into without opening doors, you're going to be seeing a lot of like scientific equipment. You know, large devices on which you don't actually. You can do some checks to see, and like if you have a science expertise or the ability to roll expertise checks, you can roll and see what they do. But like, if you don't have specialized knowledge on that, you're not going to know what they do. But again, you have jack butchers, so you can just roll anyway. So you have trouble placing them, but a couple of labs definitely seem to be biology. Like you don't know exactly what this machine does, but it's clearly like has a place to like bin blood and for DNA and stuff like that. Like it looks like it's a biology lab.
I think this one would be my best check. That was terrible.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
You're gonna notice like a couple of rooms, like that. One of them. Okay, yeah, this is probably a chemistry lab, but it's been so long. I have to actually look closer at the machine. This is like I can see where like this biochem or something. So it's probably a biology lab or a biochem lab or something like that. But essentially, what you're gonna realize, what you're gonna piece together very quickly is most of these rooms are laboratories.
Yeah. But, are there any rooms that I can just see right now without door or without glass? I can just try to open the door.
Yeah, you can go try to open some doors. There's about 12 rooms total on this floor. Well, 12 doors. Yeah, there's about 12 doors total on this floor.
Okay.
Not counting the door that you know is an elevator door, and another doorway that is definitely another stairwell.
Okay.
The what's it called? Of the 12 doors that are on this floor, probably about 6 of them have glass in our labs.
Well,
So the other 6.
One of the 6 is not. I don't have to be special.
Okay.
Oh boy. Ooh, I'm in danger. What do I need to do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, high or low?
Oh man. I'm gonna go low.
Okay. Okay. So the first door that you open is it's It's locked, but you can phase through doors, right? Yeah.
So I can kind of just
yeah.
through.
It's locked, so you just kind of go through the door, and what you're going to find is a server room.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't have anything.
The servers are not on right now, but that's what the room is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Excellent.
Yes.
Do I have to turn on mind reading?
I think that's an active ability. Let me check. Yeah, that's an active check.
Roll technology. See if I can depict anything.
So it's just a description of mind reading in the book, but basically what it is you roll against the person's will save. The will, yeah. You roll against the person's will save unless they're willing, and if the degree to which you succeed determines how deep into their mind you read. So if you only get, I think it's if you get 1 success, it's just surface thoughts. But if you dig into, I think it's like 4 or 5 successes, you get to the point where you can like dredge up old memories that they've locked away. Like,
are there any computers in the server room by any chance?
but what are you defining as the difference between a computer and a server?
Well, like a screen, I
Servers
should
don't have
say.
a screen.
Like a
Okay, so
like a
something
tower,
something with a monitor and an
yeah,
interface.
yeah.
They have those in server. There's not like any that are normally used. Like it's the server room.
Well, it's all just servers.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if there's an interface that people normally have in there to monitor something on the server, then that's there. But like, there's nothing that would be a workstation
It all depends on the server style. But, in my work, they do. There's a whole computer that just pulls that on the server.
Yeah.
The text go onto the monitor and check all server.
Yeah, and so like there might be one of those.
Yeah.
But there's no there's not a desk with a computer
Right.
on it.
Okay. I was just wondering because I was going to see if I can move up in my technologies too. See if I could get anything. I'm going to do technology.
Well, I mean, like I said, there is one of those
Okay.
interfaces.
I'll walk over, see if I can boot it up. The server or anything.
Okay, well, he's playing around with that. I'm gonna go up to the next door on the stairwell and then look through that.
There's not glass on the stairwells.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna go up the
okay.
stairwell and look through the next door that I find.
So you're going up to 16, S16. S16 is going to have really nothing. Like you're going to walk through. There's about the same number of rooms. About the same number of rooms, about 12 rooms. But anything that you can see into looks like it just has like desks with like computers and stuff. But like the computers are you can tell there were computers there. There's no computers there. There's no, if you open a file like that, there's nothing.
Right. Okay. I got 27.
27. Okay, cool. So you go ahead and you power up the servers, and as they're powering on, all the lights on the floor go out and the server shuts off.
That's depressing.
It'll take yeah. So the rest of you out in the hallway are gonna suddenly see the lights go out.
Like the emergency.
Everything. Yeah. There's no lights on. It'll only last a few seconds. Like 2 or 3 seconds later, the emergency lights will come back on. But yeah.
One of those generator lights. Something
You'd think.
derive power from up above us. So
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm gonna come back and report that I found nothing on the 16th floor. Oh yeah, 16th, right?
Right.
Yeah, 16th floor.
Did you do a perception while you were on the 16th floor?
I can.
I mean,
Yes,
I would remind you that you're trying to find things.
Yeah.
And so you probably want to be doing that fairly frequently.
Okay, so I want to do a perception check.
I'm gonna go back to the door. I never opened it.
Okay. So again, there's nothing here.
Mhm.
You do hear some movement above you.
Oh, okay. So I come back to the point. There is some movement above 460.
I just kind of made everything shut off when I turned the server on.
Awesome.
Yep, it turned on for about a split second, then everything shut off around me.
Fantastic.
So,
You said that I can hear movement. Can I hear voices?
It's
Hard.
it's hard to pinpoint anything.
Okay.
You just
That's right.
I'm investigating the noise.
okay.
I have
How was your
information.
investigating?
Do we have any talking about? Do we have enough time for that?
I don't think we have enough left if we have any left.
Done?
No.
We can, however, if we want to, it is 5 o'clock. We can just start giving them food though.
Oh,
Too.
yeah.
You don't do stuff.
Infravision, would that help?
No, because there's no infrared light source here. Okay. Infravision helps at night because there's infrared light coming from the stars. Or from wait, you have infrared. So you need heat sources.
Okay, yeah.
You can see heat sources.
What's this infravision? Is that infrared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Infravision is infrared vision.
Okay.
So like predator, you can see heat sources.
Right. So can I see the heat sources up above me or
No.
no?
The floor.
Oh, for fruit snacks. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, might as well.
You can't see heat signatures through the floor.
Okay.
The floor is too thick for like really good sound to come through. It really is just you can just faintly hear that something is happening up there.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think we should go.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna be in the back because
yeah. And so,
I'm not an attacker.
yeah, when we get up to the floor, I wanna crawl into the seat.
Yeah.
Just go.
Well, first I'm investigating it. Because I can do that.
Right. Okay. Is this with your senses?
Yeah.
Okay. What you're going to see is that if you go through the doorway at the stairs at that floor, so that's what was that 15? Wait, once you go through the doorway off the stairwell, you're immediately confronted by like a basically a 8x8 room. That's like a foyer. There's nothing in it except for like hardcore doors, like metal doors that are sealed closed.
Okay.
There also is a being standing in front of those doors.
Okay. They're called fruit snacks. No, they're called fruit snacks. When you learn how to read, you'll see that the package says fruit snacks. There you go.
So that the thing standing there is hairless, kind of grayish skin, large eyes.
An alien?
Don't look at me.
Yeah,
I'm a scorpion.
hands kind of like that.
So Ava's standing.
Very, very like Ava, except hairless. Definitely wearing an outfit that has like various markings on it, and carrying what appears to be some kind of weird gun, like a. It's definitely like a rifle, like an assault rifle type of thing, but
Hide.
very different from any assault rifle you've ever seen.
I can do that.
Can I fence in behind the doors?
Yeah, you can. What you see behind the doors is a very large room. This room is probably about as tall as like you would expect 3 stories to be. It also is the entire floor.
Okay.
It's just this room.
Okay.
Like there's one other set of doors over there that is the other staircase, and a set of doors over there that is the elevator. And that's it. Within the room, you have a lot of like electronic workstations, like computer workstations, and a large circular device that is not currently turned on. There are also about 50 more of those beings in there.
With guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna,
You can't hit me. I'm invisible. Well, not invisible. But like,
I'm gonna
I'll punch him and bite him.
Yeah. With its head off.
There you go.
It's just
Let
one
me
little-
mobilize it first.
it's just like one little tiny
Well,
part of
no
it.
one has stepped forward as the leader yet.
Okay. Well, I am.
Although I'm sure Book would have assigned somebody to be the leader.
Yeah. So who did Book assign to be the leader?
The smartest person.
I don't know if I'm the
I don't
smartest.
know.
She's literally a brain.
Yeah. All of my powers are mental.
Alright, did you tell Book your backstory?
No.
Did you tell Book your backstory?
As much as I knew of it. Yeah.
Okay. Because you didn't tell them.
I told them I was in a jar.
Okay. But that's
That's
all
all
you told
you
her?
told
Is that as much as you told her? Did you say anything about where the jar was or how you got to the settlement? Because you didn't tell them that.
No, I didn't tell
Okay.
Book where the jar was.
Alright. Then it's later.
What?
Okay.
You're the scout. You're the person who's been watching this site for the past
Okay.
For the past 2 years.
Then you
Yes. Sneaky sneak.
are suddenly going to have a voice in your head telling you that there's lots of people with guns upstairs.
Upstairs where?
On the next floor. 15?
Okay, 15.
Yeah, that's 15.
So we should avoid 15?
I'm just letting you know that there's lots of
Really?
people with some gnarly looking guns.
Okay, so remember, what you're here to do is find just answers. Like, what is this facility about? Why? How does it relate to the end of the world?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here? Like,
Right.
you guys are trying to answer a mystery.
Mhm.
You can decide in the moment what is necessary to do that.
Right.
Are you concerned with who these people are and what they're doing, or how they got here? Does that fit within your parameters? Is that within your mission parameters? You guys get to decide all of that.
Well, I mean, it would be important at least to report back. I mean, that's what she said. It was 50-something soldiers in there. With
Can I, like-
armed weapons?
Can I, broadcast what I saw? Or do I have to use words?
I'll let you broadcast what you saw.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you a picture of what I saw.
Okay.
There's a bunch of alien people with gnarly.
Awesome. We should probably avoid
Are you sure I can't eat them?
I mean, you know,
Those guns might not be too good.
that. Alright, so let's move on to floor 14.
Real quick though, is there anybody in that room that looks more important than anybody else?
It's kind of hard to tell what like the insignia on their uniforms means without knowing anything about their ranks from where they're coming from. But there do seem to be 3 people that are like directing, and there's and then there's like 6 that are dressed differently. So they don't have the insignia or any of that stuff. They're carrying more like, and they're not carrying guns. They're carrying like cases or something.
Jason sounds important.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Of those 6, 4 of them are at workstations.
Okay.
I went to school. I have a master's degree.
Alright, we'll go to floor
I
14.
should have said that back in days, huh?
Maybe.
I'm
Do you see what your degrees are in?
Physics, astronomy, and chemistry,
There you
and finance.
And
So
finance.
I'm a lot different
Wow.
than scales.
Yeah.
Like 4 masters.
Complete
go.
opposite.
He was trying to get
That's
into he was a science major that couldn't get a job in the field and was taking coursework in finance to try to pivot into something that would pay.
It's better than a grocery
I
store.
was stuck at the grocery store when the world ended.
So yeah. So I don't know. Chemistry is. I don't think I'd say I have my master's, but physics and astronomy are very high levels.
I think what it actually was you got a your initial degree was in astrophysics
Yes.
with a minor in chemistry.
Yeah.
And then you went for your master's in astrophysics, and then you were currently in school for finance.
Right. We're
If I
working at the
remember
grocery
correctly.
store. I
Yeah.
went back to school for financing
Right.
to get a second degree in that to find a job that wasn't.
There you go.
Because nobody wanted to hire me.
Alright, so I'm going to crack open the door of the 14th floor and make a perception check.
Alright, so first of all, if you want to pass the 15th floor, you're going to have to need to do stealth checks.
Oh,
Because remember, there are guards standing outside of that room watching the stairwell. Now, there's no windows into the stairwell. So they're not going to see you unless, like, they might see shadows moving under the door. But they can possibly hear you going up through.
Did I have to do a stealth check? I am just particles of light that vibrates.
They might hear the vibration.
More
I would be really shocked if they did the vibration.
I mean, it doesn't sound like footsteps when you're walking along, but
Right.
you are exerting pressure on the ground to walk.
Did I make it?
What do you roll
I
for
did
an
an
opposed
18.
check?
What?
What do you roll for an opposed check?
When you roll the power itself, and they roll, I think, will save.
How do you roll the power?
It's D20 plus your ranks.
Yeah, see, if I read it, just click on the.
Well, I just added this because I'm trying
Oh,
to.
how many ranks do you have?
8.
All right, so yeah, that's what you're rolling. D20 plus 8.
Okay, so I put 8 here.
And then it doesn't do any damage, but they oppose it with will.
-2 in your stealth.
So
You must have another ability.
there's a guard standing. There's one guard that would see people go by, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can I
Or
distract
here.
him mentally? Can I like project thoughts into his head to distract him?
You can try.
How would I do that?
That would just be mental transmission.
Do I have to roll something?
No. You just pick your target and start talking to them, basically.
Then I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna make him start wondering who left the stove on. In the peanut butter jelly sauce.
That is a real
It
thing.
is
though.
worth
I
remembering
think about that sometimes.
Your mental transmission is language dependent.
Think about what? No, it's
I
not.
left the stove on.
Under communication, it says.
It says
Stand.
under communication,
Yeah.
it says comprehend languages, can understand and be understood regardless of language.
Okay. Cool.
Man.
Fine. Fine. Yeah. All right. So you're just. Is the stove? Is that what you're doing?
Maybe, yeah. I'm like making him think there's something behind him.
Okay. There's definitely gonna be a check to have that affect anything.
Okay. How do I
It's,
do that?
it's gonna be a social skill. Let me look at which one exactly.
Yeah, we're trying. Well, it's just distracting. Don't buy.
All right. Well, it can be deception or persuasion, depending on how you want it to go.
I'm gonna go with persuasion.
I thought you might.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe. Make him think something is watching him over his shoulder and he really will turn around and find out.
You need a 14 movies, but 14. Just be careful.
Anyway, yeah. What I was saying earlier, if you're in a different tab or in the Roll20 interface, you're on like where the sheets are listed or anything like that, then it'll beep to let you know that someone has rolled.
Yeah.
So the reason that you hear that noise when you roll so often is that almost every time somebody rolls, somebody else at the table is on a different tab.
Yep. You got good stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Very trying to scorpion.
I know.
I haven't rolled stuff yet.
I'm not really surprised.
You rolled stuff once.
That's my stuff.
You rolled stuff once. You
Well,
got
I mean,
nine.
like I said,
I
you
rolled
did this
stealth.
giant thing of light.
When we were coming
Oh
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
house.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh, I'm more
rolled out,
convinced.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
an
just
audible
to like
light.
beacon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I can turn myself into that flashlight.
Hey, there you go. Hydrogen's on.
Right?
And you're watching it with your.
With my remote control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He does kind of look over his shoulder. Alright. So I was going to do. I had to do perception to see how the.
It's not great, but it's bad.
The 13 is my lowest stealth that I'm against. Ooh.
Good or bad?
I know, right?
Go either way.
Okay. What he actually rolled was a 14 on perception check.
Okay.
But you did just give him a -2 by looking away.
Yeah.
So you got by 1.
Yes! I made that.
Wow.
We should maybe give them food and set them down at the table and have them not playing for a minute.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's gonna get loud behind us. So
That's true.
saying.
I mean, we could. Yeah, I don't want to let them take the food upstairs.
Yeah.
So, do we want to make the plates and then give them, and then call them down, hun?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. We'll
Yeah.
start. While she's doing that.
Come on, get off here.
All right. So for stream, I'll let you know that we have everything just right here. We're not doing it where we have to run off and like grab a bunch of stuff like we usually do. So this will just take a moment. But if you want to, oops, that's the wrong keyboard. All right, if you want to hang out with us on the on Discord to talk more about game and learn when we're doing more stuff, go to that link, and we will we'll be back in a moment. Welcome. We're back.
Yeah.
Really thick pieces of romaine lettuce.
Yeah, the good one.
I got like all of them. Look at all that.
It's so good.
Oh, the worst part.
I mean, if you really want to, the other one that you might be really good at is cybersecurity engineer. So you can architect different things for the security staff, right? So you'd still be doing coding, but you make a bit more money.
Is it like a hard job to do?
Which
Coding
one?
or
Engineer? Well, it depends.
You're not live now, by the way.
yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
It all depends. Like, I can sit down and as long as I'm with the language I'm comfortable with, I can crank out whatever is required. But if I don't have any experience with that language, it'll be a lot harder because now you have to Google every day
Yeah.
to look up the variations and the different languages.
Yeah. I forget what I was
Syntax.
Is that what you do?
A little.
Like, a little bit?
Yeah. So whenever we need something like specially designed, I have to put the code in and do that. But we don't. I haven't really done that for this role, but I did it for other roles.
Is it like a lot of schooling?
For programming? Not too bad.
Really?
I mean,
You can also learn on your own too.
Bachelor's is typically 4
That's what I
years,
was going
right?
for.
Usually, yeah.
That's what I was going for.
So if you guys are really interested in the programming stuff, I highly suggest start doing this stuff now.
yeah.
Build your profile now, like create stuff, put it on what's called GitHub, right? Repositories, other repositories, anything that you can think of. And that way, when you go to apply for a job, you can say, look, this is my repository. These are all the things that I created while I was in school.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have one.
I just like want to find like a good job,
Mhm.
like especially if I can work from home too with the kids and stuff.
Yep.
Because I can't do the medical field anymore. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
I know a lot of people who got burned
They
out.
screw you over.
And I've heard it's
Nursing?
been even worse since this
So-
COVID started.
You might want to look into medical billing because you already have a background in medical stuff, and billing pays a lot.
They
Mhm.
do.
And I work from home.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
What, work from home?
Because that was something that I was looking into.
Huh?
I thought you were going to say medical billing.
Yeah, because I think it would just be easier to do that. Like, especially if we're both working home from home, we can just work, concentrate on what we need to do, take care of the kids if they're home,
Yeah.
do what we gotta do. Like, it's just so much easier instead of like going somewhere, traveling,
Yep.
just not being able to be home on time. It's just.
But yeah, I've been hearing a lot about the medical field.
It's just.
People but especially since COVID. But I knew people who were burned out before that they were already talking about it was a common thing.
You work short staff, you take care of like so many more people than you can.
Did you hear about that
Don't-
lawsuit recently with the hospital, I think, just a little bit east of here? Maybe over Lowell or something? It was somewhere around here. Lowell or Worcester or something. But this nurse went in, or this nurse was going into their shift and found out that there's like 2 of the people had called out. So there was only going to be 2 of them on the entire floor for like 12 hours or something. And so they were already slammed. And before like she even really started into the shift, she was just finding out what's going on. She found out that they were going to be sending. She like contacted whoever determines these things and said, "Hey, we can't take any more patients here. Like,
No.
we're already not going to be able to keep up with the people we have." And they were like, "Well, we actually have somebody we have to send to you," and it was like someone that was going to be very high demand. Like, the nurses were going to have to be constantly in that person's room dealing with it. And so she was just like, "Well, then send us people. Like, send some more people to this floor or something." And they refused to do this, and they said they didn't have anyone to send. And she just quit on the spot, walked out. And so because there was only one nurse left, suddenly the hospital found like 5 other people to send to the floor. And so the union sued because like if you had those people available, you should have sent when they were requested. And so they're like in a legal fight about that right now.
Yeah, you should never have 2 nurses, or even 1.
Yeah. Don't be safe to go outside and say it's better in the rain. It's more fun.
I mean, I don't mind if they get a little wet.
Okay. Before you go outside, can I have a bubble?
Okay.
Thank you. Do you guys mind if you're just go outside?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's apparently
I feel like a lot of places are going to be
where they're
like that.
demanding, where they're making demands about, where they're making new demands about, like, you know, how the hospital has to respond to calls like that.
Honestly, like with my hospital, we take people that we really shouldn't. Like, they stay at the hospital for like a year or 2. Like, no, it's a hospital, it's not a hotel. Like, if they need to go somewhere, put them like in a rehab or something.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't be at the hospital for that long. And especially if you have to sit in a room for 8 hours with them, one-to-ones all the time. It's not.
Not fun.
But anyway, back to that game.
Walking past the guy. Did we do it? We did it.
We did. You guys did successfully stealth past that guy. Only just, but you made it.
Alright, so now we're on the 14th floor.
That's 14, yep.
You want me to go?
Can I see anybody through the door? What's the answer?
No.
Okay. Then, yes.
Before you do that, though, you might want to give me a. I don't want to. What do awareness?
All of us? We're just
Well, all of you can to give him input, but really it's
Can I
going to
do
be her
something
making a
else?
decision. What?
Can I do something else besides awareness?
I mean, you could do insight instead.
Oh, right, I will do insight. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. I'm just reading the
It's
thing.
probably the same, but
Sweet.
I'll do insight over awareness.
Oh,
there we go.
Wait. Okay, I didn't do that.
20, 25.
Out of not having insight or awareness, I got 14.
okay.
That's good.
Well, we're done.
All right. So
Hey, there you go.
very nice. So okay, Layla is about to like open the door to S14, and all 3 of you realize if you could hear them by being on the floor beneath them, then they could probably hear you if you go into the floor above them.
Yep. That's valid.
Even if we're stealth?
You want to stealth the entire time you're on the floor and hope that no one fails? But anyway, so this is information that they register. What they tell you is up to them.
Oh,
I'm going to say, hold up.
what am I holding for?
If we could hear them, they might be able
Would it still be possible for them to hear me if I was on the ceiling of this floor?
to. Ooh.
I mean,
Not all of us can walk.
also
Well, I know, but I'm also just.
you're also
scout,
like
so.
exoskeleton on steel,
Yeah.
Okay.
even on the ceiling. So like, it makes a little bit of
Kind of
noise.
shocked they didn't hear us from below. Well, I guess that makes sense. Because you're walking on the floor below, so you're reverberating down.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go in? I can just slither through the lock or something, because I'm particles.
Would he be more stealthy than any of the rest of us? That he's made of particles.
I think the stealthiest of you is Leo,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but it's going to be
I think
straight
so.
by what the stealth result says. So what is like you can look at what your stealth values are.
Yeah, I mean my stealth is 20, I think, or 16.
You have a stealth of 16.
Yeah.
Wow, you got a still higher than me.
Mhm.
And what's the 20?
Hers is 20.
Okay.
2. Yeah. So she's the stealthiest of the
All
lot.
right. So you're
Right up there.
Yeah.
But
There you
also,
Yes.
you have an
I'm gonna
advantage
get in
in
trouble
some
like that.
situations. So, out in the wild, you get benefits in different situations. She is registered as an animal by them. So, if you run across any animals, they react to her as they would a mountain lion.
Right.
Which may be good or bad.
Oh gosh.
It really depends on what they are. If you're out in the wild, though, and you find monsters, like things that come through the portals and stuff like that,
Mhm.
they don't register you as a threat. They don't register you as human. So your stealth is functionally more useful in that situation than her stealth.
I think he's giving us a hint.
No, I'm just saying that.
If all we're doing is looking, I could look without anybody.
Yeah, but you have to tell people that though.
Yeah.
I communicated that pretty well by saying, "Hey, there's a bunch of cards on the floor above you," without ever entering the floor.
Yeah, did you ask me anything about that?
Nope.
Nope. I was just like, okay, that's good. I mean, once you showed me the image. Can you do the image thing again for this floor?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Okay, give me perception.
And these
Okay.
nice.
You see, more laboratory space. You also see there are like 4 more of those beings that are just gathering things.
Okay.
So this floor hasn't been fully cleared out like the one that she was in earlier, but they are in the process of clearing it out.
Okay.
I think we should go floor above them. Leave them to the desires. Maybe there'll be more stuff above them.
Can I try to read one of their minds?
Sure.
3?
Wow.
What? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you might have put it in.
I don't understand.
Try putting the 8 in the first spot.
If the total is 8.
Because I don't remember how this works.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
try
try
that.
that. Alright, that's better.
That's better.
Yeah, let me do it.
I got it about right.
Yeah, so that was 20 plus 8.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright. There's that. Can I move on to the next one?
I think so.
I'm confused.
Right.
Because it says.
It doesn't work.
What?
It doesn't work.
Hateful.
It does have a low DC though.
Why is the
I know.
DC only 10?
It's not.
What is it?
It's saying that because you're rolling it as an attack, but it doesn't do any damage. So that is a contested roll. So I'm rolling it through 18.
Oh, okay.
Which one is that? Oops.
Is it the black one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a surprise. I had a peeping Tom in the bathroom. I didn't
Oh,
realize.
was it?
Oh,
the
yeah,
gray
it is.
cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're chilling up top of the thing.
Yeah, they love laying up there. They
I
love
was
sleeping up there.
doing my business and I look up and he's just like staring at me. I'm like, oh, hey. How's it going?
Alright, so that was floor
14.
Now, note that
There's exactly.
well, the stairwell, you had to go up like 3 flights of stairs to get to the next floor.
Yeah. But it's labeled floor.
Yeah, it's labeled as S14.
Yeah. So we want to go to S13.
Yep.
Okay.
Right?
So do I need to separate this out into its own power thing in order to roll it properly?
I don't know. I have to look at your sheet. See what you're doing.
Still.
Yeah. Well, I didn't build an attack in because you didn't have an attack.
But you built in mind reading, and I don't have a way to use it.
Yeah, I would just do it as a macro, honestly. Not as an attack macro, but just as a sorry.
Okay.
Alright, so we reached the 13th.
Modify.
Can I run up to the 12th floor boss and
Yeah.
sir?
Sure, but if you see anything suspicious or dangerous, just stop, come back.
Oh, yeah. I have the lowest strength possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what you got? What? -2?
No, just 2.
Oh,
That's not the lowest strength possible.
I'm at
Oh.
3, so I'm right there.
Oh,
Attributes like strength and everything
yeah.
can go down to -5, but -5 means you don't have it at all.
Oh wow.
So if you have a strength of -5, you cannot even lift your own body to stand up. But
Makes sense.
-4 is the lowest effective score you can have.
I'm squishy.
Gosh,
I have
Squish.
0 in strength.
Wow, you're into crazy.
Right.
Sauce.
that's not.
Now, a 0 in strength is not weakling; it's average human.
It's human strength, yeah.
Wait,
Average
out of
adult
0?
Yeah, at a 0,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a basic human. I think my best,
Alright,
best
so
attribute is my physics.
13,
Expertise.
level 13.
Actually,
do I see
give me the
any,
book real quick.
what? Do I see any to the door with infrared?
No.
Okay.
Now, incidentally, yes. Is that the floor that she saw the 4 people on?
No, we're one above it.
All right. If you do that with the floor that she saw the 4 people on, you still don't see anybody with infrared.
Right.
Oh.
I'm just trying to see if there's anybody right on the other side of the door. That's essentially what I'm doing.
Right.
But you probably can't see
But what
through
he's
the door.
saying is,
You can't see through the door.
No.
or they don't show up in infrared.
On infrared.
Oh. They're not.
They're not even.
They're not
They're not
warmer than their
cold-blooded.
surroundings.
Physics.
Oh, they're cold-blooded. All right, cool. That's
Here's the scale.
Of
Okay.
your
Of what the
strengths and
attributes
stuff,
mean.
Or your abilities.
Yeah.
So they're
all right.
Oh,
Sure.
wow.
average
So,
adult.
Can I
Some well above average.
stealthily open the door and make a perception check?
Okay.
Okay.
And
Do I
then
need
you
to
do-
roll stealth?
Then this is wait a second. So,
Sorry.
Floor 13.
yeah. So floor 13. Okay.
So do I need to make a stealth and a perception?
If you're ever trying to be stealthy, yes, you roll stealth.
Okay. I'm just making
So
sure.
he's doing
And if
that.
you're trying to look at stuff, you roll perception.
Can I do the same for? I'm not going to do stuff.
you're doing-
I'm doing for
as
floor
well?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah. For perception. Hey.
I'll do
Oh.
11.
That was well.
You're gonna go ahead.
We're gonna
You're
go
gonna
to floor
go
11.
turn on the floor up.
Okay.
I like this. We're doing we're going to draw the force today.
My gut was saying 11, so I was like, oh, let's try
Alright,
it.
let's do it. Are you gonna go stealthily? Are you gonna go stealth and then?
Yeah.
Alright, so she's running stealth to open the door.
36.
And then perception. Oh! And she nat 20'd that.
Oh, very.
Oh
Her
my.
perception on 12.
If there's anything
Damn.
funny, she sure knows.
11, floor 11.
Sorry.
You did 2 36s in a row.
That's crazy.
That was good.
Okay. So, I need to do this one at a time. All right.
Yeah,
So
go
13.
Yes.
Stealth 22. That's pretty good. Perception 23. All right. You're gonna see more laboratory space.
Okay.
Is what this floor is. It has not been cleared out yet, but it is heavily damaged and ransacked.
Okay.
Very much like the floor you first started on.
Okay.
Floor 12. You're not doing a stealth. You're just going in.
Yeah, perception.
Okay. Perception. This is a very
Oh,
different floor.
You should have stealth.
I should have printed it. It's gonna get sucked into the void.
What you're seeing on this floor.
First time.
All right. So what you're gonna find when you come through this door, what you're gonna find is another little foyer thing, and then like a thing that has like a lock pad.
Okay.
You're probably just gonna go through the door though.
That's what I-
When you go through the door, what you're gonna find is a whole lot of like plumbing and wiring.
Oh, on the door.
No, in the room.
Okay, so
What
you're
this
just
is,
letting
what
me
this
go through
floor
the door.
actually is maintenance access to a bunch of stuff that goes to the floor above it, which is where she's looking
Her
at
floor.
as it happens. You guys happen to split up in just the right way to have the ballast otherwise.
You just gave
What
me
happened?
the go through the
You
door.
did the best.
Did you want me to check stealth? Or,
What?
I said you did the best.
Really?
do I have to go through the door?
You don't have to check to go through.
I
The
don't.
door.
Okay. I can just say I'm going through the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless the door has a way to stop you, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Which things like that do exist, but
Right. No.
they're not here. And so yeah, so you yeah, so what you're looking at is a lot of plumbing, a lot of wiring, a lot of stuff like that, and it's very clear that this is a maintenance thing. There are some controls, like pump controls and stuff like that. But it is very clear to you that what it's all working toward, or what it's all doing, is controlling something, is like supplying needs or stuff like that to the floor above it.
Maybe we found the power floor. Floor 11.
Let's find out with the 36.
Floor 11, you're going to find there are 6 rooms here. They all have keypad entrances and none of them have windows.
So how do we go in
Is
it?
there any people?
Well, you got to find a way to open the door.
That's easy.
Find like
You have options available to you.
You can just
One of them
punch
is
numbers in if you
one
want.
of them is someone you just walked right past a couple minutes ago. I really wish I could give you more on a person. I can. Okay? So, all right. You are going to notice that with a natural 20, you're going to notice that there really are only a couple emergency lights on in this room, on this floor. There are a number of emergency lights that aren't on. You're going to notice that the keypads the screens don't have anything showing on them. That there's no light on the buttons. And some of the doors are slightly ajar.
Ooh.
So whatever it is that's normally holding them closed isn't getting power right now.
so I can go into one of those doors.
It would be a strength check, but
Oh.
you could pull. You
could try.
have reason to believe that you could pull a set of doors open. Yeah.
I'll try, and then if I can't, then I'll use him.
Okay.
Excuse me, wow.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
You like it, don't you?
Just regular strength?
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have any close combat or any special.
No, I know.
18?
That'll be enough. Yeah. All right. So you pull a door open. What you see is a computer station. You don't really have frame of reference for some of this stuff, but you're going to see a computer station at a desk. You're going to see like a locked room over here with some glass on it, and you're going to see a series of glass tubes with a bunch of metal on top of them and pipes and stuff like that coming off of it. Each one has like a little label. If you go in to look at the labels, you're going to see their labels something like specimen and then have an alphanumeric code. Yeah.
I might do that.
Okay.
Go check
Just
it
to
out.
see what they are. That seems
What?
very intriguing.
Honey, I'm home.
On my floor, since I'm still there, I haven't moved. Is there any like, I want to say, like power box? Anything that I would noticeably know that derives like, hey, if you turn this on, there might be power sent to somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's a number of those.
I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Just blanked on the name of them. Huh? No, like the ones in houses.
Oh,
Fuse box.
Yeah, like a fuse box, the circuit board, whatever you want to call it.
There's
sounds
all
very
kinds of stuff in this room
Yeah.
that's going to be for control and stuff like that. And yeah, there are power relays, there are gauges, there are meters. Give me a technology check. It's not a high.
Hopefully. Decent technology. 24.
All right.
Have a pretty decent time.
You're going to be looking around, and you're going to notice some of them are still active, and some of them aren't.
Okay. So there are still power in a certain places. Maybe. Can I turn any of the ones that are off on? Are there like fuses popped or anything like that?
Yeah, it looks like
Or circuit breakers popped?
At 24. Yeah, you can tell they're switched on. They're not getting power.
Oh, okay, so it's all on. Okay.
But you can tell that some of them are getting power.
Right.
Like there's a little red light or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
On the floor with the guys that are cleaning stuff up, can I see what they're clearing out?
Sure. Well, all right. There's no computers on that floor right now.
Right.
Again, you can tell there used to be.
Yeah.
But what they're taking is files. Like,
Can I open the file?
they have them closed. So remote sensing should enable you to place your point of origin for your senses inside a folder. But that doesn't mean that there's any light inside the folder to read anything. And also, the paper's here.
Yeah.
So you can't really read it.
I'm gonna go back out. Go up to the next floor.
Yep.
Floor 11. No,
Where are you during this?
You want to go on my floor?
I'm gonna go floor. I'm gonna go to 10.
Because your party just split up to study 3 different floors.
Well, yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna go to 10. What about?
I imagine that it would probably not go well for me if I tried to think while looking.
That's true.
I would have stayed put while I was looking.
So on the floor that she's at. Okay.
wait, what?
Okay.
I want to go 13.
Yeah,
When you went to 13, what?
I was on 14.
Yeah.
Remote sensing.
I thought you went past the guard already.
The guard was on 15.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
People were in 15.
Yeah.
That's the floor. Okay, 15.
Oh, so 14,
Yeah.
13, 12.
No,
11.
no. The
14.
guard was on 15.
Yeah.
The 4 guys cleaning stuff up were on 14.
Oh, right, that's right, yeah. So 13, 12,
13,
11.
12.
13, 12,
Or
11.
11,
Yes.
yeah.
So you're on 13 with you.
No, I'm on 14.
She's on
Oh,
14.
okay.
I'm on
Remote
Cleaning
sensing.
up,
Oh, okay.
cleaning up
Guy.
people.
Okay.
But I'm going to go back down to 14. And thinking that, those two are
We're just nowhere to be found.
So it's really bitter, those things. Do you want the rest
You
of that?
can join me.
No, I'm full, but sorry.
I can't.
I see her just like, I'm like, oh, she got this floor, I'm going up next to her.
Yeah, there's tubes and stuff that I need something.
Yeah. I can just
Alright,
see her.
so I'm going to go down to floor 14. See you there,
What?
that there's
Something.
nothing else. Yeah. I'll let her know that there's nothing there, realize
Okay,
the other two.
wait.
What's up?
Do you
Well,
touch
one-
me?
Huh?
Gene doesn't
Do
have.
you touch me?
No.
Then I can't hear you.
Oh.
Oh, wait. You can't
Also, you guys have
talk?
absolutely no idea what gender Gene is.
So if people touch you, then
Oh,
they
okay.
can hear you?
No, I can't hear.
Us.
Oh.
She doesn't have ears.
I am
Oh, that's
That's
right.
what she's-
sensing
That's what she's
in
saying
the
to us right now. Or technically to him.
floor.
No.
Yeah.
We're not there. We're
Oh,
So if
yeah,
my remote
yeah,
sensing
yeah.
isn't where I am right now, I have no idea that you're.
Oh, okay. That makes
That-
She
sense.
comes back and he's just like shaking her.
So-
Like, What's wrong?
Well, I can feel.
Oh.
If he touches me, I could have felt that he was there. But if he doesn't touch me, I have no idea.
That'd be a
Alright,
scene to
well,
walk
so-
into.
Yeah.
Just a scorpion shaking
Trying
her.
First, I'm
Get
going
brain damage.
to tell you that you realize that you're not, responding. And that's when I'll,
Poke the brain.
How comfortable are you with poking a random person?
I mean, I
We're
have
gonna
seen
go-
her
you could go for
try.
tentacles instead.
Yeah.
You could go for tentacles instead.
Yeah, that's true.
Poke the tentacle
I
or
think
poke
the
the
brain is
brain.
cooler.
And
You see,
people
like-
grab your
Right.
thing.
Yeah, so you are currently trying to look inside of a folder and suddenly feel something poke you.
In the
Yeah.
brain.
And my tentacle goes grabs it. And I am suddenly back to myself.
So I'll let her know that there's nothing on the floor above us, and then the other two went higher up, so we should move on and see what we got.
Alright.
Floor
Did
10.
you go to the floor that she's at?
No, what about?
So
I just
you're just skipping the floor that you know all the pipes go to.
Yep.
Okay.
probably not a good idea.
Well, you notice the door is open when you get there.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
so she's
I was like, she
takes
must
a
be
look
in
in
there.
and be like, oh look, there she is.
I just see her like claws.
Oh.
Off I go. Bye.
Okay. S10
Yes.
is office space.
Anything around?
Oh, office space.
Did I find like file folders, file cabinets?
Not really. It looks like someone tried very hard to get everything out.
That was pretty much empty like the other ones were.
Not empty.
Ooh, a hole.
Give me an insight check.
It's not the best, but does that help? Can I do an
You
investigation?
notice there seems to
instead?
be sure
Alright.
investigation.
That's better for me.
Do much better probably.
Oh, of course, I not want it.
That's a
You
nat
got a
one.
19 on a nat 1.
Yeah,
You
I
have-
hero
Crazy.
points.
You have hero points.
I will hero point it.
Also, you guys do still have your standing. You can give each other 1 hero point per session.
Okay, cool.
But I think you each start with 2 hero
Yeah, I
points
got
anyway.
have two.
Okay.
There we go,
That's
36.
better.
Okay. You're gonna at this point notice a difference between the ways that some of the floors were empty.
Okay.
Okay. The floors right near the aliens have been very thoroughly cleaned out,
Okay.
as if somebody is trying to look for every single scrap of everything. This floor and one of the other, like that first one you went to,
Yeah.
that had stuff, looked very much as though someone was very quickly trying to leave and not leave evidence behind.
Okay.
So it's a very different sort of feel to what is disheveled and what isn't. But there's definitely still a lot of stuff here.
Okay.
But your guess is that the stuff that's missing is going to be like the most important stuff.
Is there any like? I probably should roll perception for it, but is there any papers that I can see? That I can
Oh, yeah.
go look at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Should I? Well, I'm gonna investigate because that's probably my best. Yeah. I don't know. I want to walk in
Also,
first.
but also with your perception, you're also going to see damage on this floor.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, I don't.
as if a fight happened here.
Okay. So something did happen. So there's like cracks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
what you mean?
there's
Yeah.
cracks, there's burn marks, there's bullet wound holes.
This looks like an interesting floor. Let's investigate. Okay.
I want to go upstairs.
Okay.
Definitely should.
Do these canisters look familiar?
Not to you.
So this wasn't where I lived?
But you can do an expertise check though to try to piece what you can together about them. All right. They look like they're cryogenic chambers.
Okay. So like the ones that we woke up in?
Yeah, the ones the original party woke up in.
That's interesting.
I didn't wake up in a cryogenic.
No, your first memory is being in that tank.
Jar. The jar.
The jar.
I got 26 for
Like an actual like small jar or like a big jar?
Well,
I envision it as pretty large.
yeah.
Like
I'm
most
fine
people
with
probably
that.
would call it a tank, but when you're the one trapped in it.
It's a
It's
jar.
a jar.
I'm gonna do my
All I
investigation.
can see is like a brain in a jar.
Yeah. Only like much larger.
Yeah. Yeah, the actual jar Gene was in is actually very large, but it is a very enclosed space for a 5 foot something.
Wow.
Do these labs look familiar to me at all? Because
Yes,
Okay.
you did wake up in one of these.
Oh, I thought you didn't.
Bum, bum, bum. It's sneaky too. I'm just out here like, yeah, these are my degrees. Here you go. This is me. You guys are like, you don't know nothing about me. You never will. Like,
I told you I lived in a jar.
Yeah, that's all you told us, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I really got. Yeah.
I'll explain later how to talk through what happened.
I would have explained that to you telepathically.
I guess I am smart enough to deduce that now. I'm not scales anymore. I have to remember that.
You are going to notice the specimen numbers though, and you are going to recognize that there was a tag like that on your jar.
Okay.
You're gonna obviously you guys know your specimen numbers.
Right.
Yeah, you guys don't have specimen numbers. I like the divide on the table here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Because when they were like, yeah, specimen numbers, I was like, oh yeah, I'll use that as my name. And then I was like, oh, I actually know my last name.
Yeah. Yeah, out of character.
Yeah.
Mutants made by the government have a specimen number.
Right.
Mutants that weren't don't.
Right. I wasn't.
So we weren't.
I was
Yeah.
made by the blast.
Yeah.
Or my guy called it the shockwave.
I was just hit by a tree.
Was it my hand's fault?
Probably.
Giant hand. Oh, not my hand. Smack.
I love how she has just no idea. Like she's describing the end of the world the way a mountain lion would describe the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's interesting.
I was running and got hit by a tree.
What do you go on about? I was chasing a deer and then suddenly I was talking. I don't know.
Walking on 2 feet talking.
All I wanted was food, man.
So I investigated space with papers. I don't know. I'm assuming there's desks still. There. So I saw a desk that had some papers on it, and I went and was like, oh, what are these papers?
All right.
I got a 26. There's nothing useful.
You are going to find a lot of like a lot of what you find seems like almost inventory records.
Okay.
But the inventory that it's tracking is just like alphanumeric codes and then lists of like things like flight and strength and stuff like that.
So, powers.
And specimen.
Yeah, it doesn't say specimen, but they are specimen numbers. So a lot of the records you're going to find are that. Some of them are like invoices for materials that are used in this place, like cryogenically fluids and stuff like that. And liquid nitrogen and stuff. And the other main thing you're going to find is like what do they call it? Like time cards.
Okay.
Like you know, you have to track your hours.
Right. Yeah.
Doing work like that. No, not those.
Oh no.
Like the when you were tracking what you had to do every 6 minutes or whatever. Like sheets that track that. Like job codes and time stuff on the job code. I know it was normally done on computer, but these are the paper records.
Okay. I'm on 11 right now. Yeah.
No,
No, I'm
you're
on 10.
She's on 11.
Okay. I'm gonna grab some of these and just like kind of put them outside the door, and then I'm gonna go up again. And hoping that they'll be like, oh, the papers, and grab them. One of you three, if you ever come.
Oh,
And you see
as
them
we
up there.
totally messed up.
I know, right? You just see like a pincer go right through them from the Okay, well,
Oh.
yeah, I'm gonna go up to 9.
So you're going up to the next floor. While you have arrived there, you're seeing the chambers. You figured out their cryogenic chambers. Where are you while they're doing it?
So do I recognize the cryogenic chambers? Is that
Yes, you recognize those as something that you recognize your very earliest memory being of coming out of one of those.
Okay. Can I investigate the area to see if I can find my specimen numbers?
I mean, you can try.
Yep, I'm gonna do that. Investigation. Even though I suck at it.
Oh.
Can't do worse than what I did.
Yeah, you will bet.
Well, I'm that one, so.
You definitely don't find it in this room.
Okay. Next room?
You're going to do a strength check to open the room. There are 6 doors on this floor.
Okay.
And all of them are going to require a strength check to open.
Alright, let's do a strength check.
Question.
That's not going to work.
Can my
You can ask.
can my brain squish
Or
like
you
an
can
octopus?
come get me.
Kind of.
Can I fit through anything? So that I'm not supposed
That's a power you can pick up.
You can always come in here if you need to too.
Yeah.
That would have been cool though.
It would have been.
Oh, that is a nice
Wow.
perception.
Dang.
Yeah.
On floor 9 or S9. Or no, S stands for.
come help open this door?
Sure.
Thank you.
It's just like a guard, just like really.
All right, real quick though, go ahead and take 5 power points for your progress so far.
Oh, okay.
Everybody?
Yeah. Cool.
So for me to help you open up the door, I have to use my strength, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just strength. I'll do
So
strength
earned
check.
power points would be.
Could you hand me the book?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're waiting. I'm just gonna do the strength check for her. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, I should be able to open the door like last time. hopefully.
Nice.
So if I put 2 ranks in communication, I can get area?
Yeah, you can gain area and selective. Well, no, not with ranks. By increasing the cost per rank by 2 points.
Oh, I need to figure
So
out.
you're paying 2 power points on it,
Figure out
but it's still
hours
1 rank.
for my guy.
Okay, so it's.
Because 1
It
rank,
becomes 6 per rank.
it becomes 6 per rank, 1 rank,
Oh, I feel
That's
like
Eclipse.
and that gives you area and selective.
Oh.
What you're looking for is this.
For Gmail?
Okay, 1 minute.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
I'm adding.
Yeah,
Area. I don't like the way you do ranks.
You can write it however you want.
Yeah, I know, but I'd have to split it up into the different towers. So what do I put in ranks now?
I need to
Put
figure out hours.
54 ranks, 1 power point.
Yeah,
per
powers are
rank.
really-
Oh, just add
But I don't
2 to the
need.
ranks.
I don't have any.
That's just how many points are spent in that box.
I don't know. I don't have any like attack.
Yeah, that's
Are we?
Okay,
We're the only
sorry.
2 people that can actually attack in this group.
No.
No.
Everyone else can attack,
I can
but they're not very
attack.
good at it.
I just
Okay.
yeah.
They don't have any powers that are.
you with my tentacle.
They don't have any powers that
I
are
just throw
designed
like
for
a
that.
piece of light at them.
So I mean, they can attack just as easily as you can punch somebody.
Right.
Yeah, I can.
But that doesn't mean that they're boxers. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just have no like.
So essentially, that's.
Imagine.
I need to
like,
find
my
like a
college,
light
like-
skill. Like I need to do like a.
No, I don't want to go
Array.
inside a solid
I'll just
object.
shut it off already.
I didn't.
That's
That's
not
not
fun.
what I was talking about. I was talking about
Not
my
outside of
body
that.
squishing the way an octopus does. To go through small spaces.
Hey, can I have that book?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. I just I don't know how to do the whole upgrading power thing.
I know. I'm gonna have to go through it. And find something. Maybe I can get like a blinding array. Shoot a ray of light at them and blind people.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. That's the kind of strategy I'm going.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey, quite a cool sample, please.
Alright. I would just get rank 1 then in insubstantial, which isn't actually like how you describe it, but it calls it fluid.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't actually have to become liquid though.
Right.
That just means you can move in a fluid manner.
16.
Right.
I can have super science toxins.
I can help you with that because I'm good at chemistry.
Hey.
I can just like make poison for him to dip his. Do you have a tail? Like a, you have
Yeah.
a full stinger?
A stinger, yeah.
Just like make toxins to dip your stinger and hurt people. Do you have any as of right now?
Yeah, there's
Do
a
you have
natural
like a
venom.
paralyzing or something like that?
Yep.
It's impaired, stunned, and paralyzed.
Oh, nice. There you go. We'll add a little bit of fire to that.
Yeah. And terminate. Alright.
Yeah. Internally, not externally.
Yep.
Gosh, that's
Fire
awful.
in your blood.
So if I wanted to increase my stinger, that would be +2 per rank, according to the sheet.
Let me look at your sheet.
I just want to make sure. Or no, it would be 5.
Hold on a second. What are you trying to increase the damage?
Stinger. Well, I want to increase the poison sting.
You want to make it? Do you want to make it harder to resist?
Oh, only
Yeah.
two.
All right. Yeah. You would add ranks. Then each rank costs 3 points.
Each rank costs 3.
Yes.
Cool. So I could have.
You absolutely have to finish to have a suite. That's how it always works. Finish your dinner.
Once you get dinner, dinner is the only food you get until you finish your dinner.
Yep.
But everybody else is going upstairs.
Well-
That's not my problem.
Okay. So.
You don't. Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
get.
get a late.
But both books are on that side of the
Yeah.
table. I
You can come stand next to me.
I mean,
Is
you
there
can't.
like a light? I want to.
What?
Is there like a blinding attack I could get?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like this light? Okay.
yeah. I mean, so it really is okay. Affliction. It's the very first power in the book,
Okay.
and you can do any number of abilities. You can have any number of effects with it.
Okay.
But one of them,
Are you done with it?
No, but I was
Oh, you
right
can-
by the page. So
yeah, it's 1 point per rank. Affliction's base is 1 point per rank. You can set it so that the ultimate version of it is blinded.
Okay.
Did our camera get moved? I think our camera got moved.
Oh.
Oh, that
it
one?
did, yeah.
I moved it.
Oh yeah, no,
because
because it was only cut.
it was like cutting him in half.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I must have got hit more.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
So you build it how you want it to work,
Alright, so
basically.
1 point to get the attack, and then I have to add on to that.
How many?
Ranks make it harder to resist the
Oh, that's how it is. So right now.
So once I get affliction, I just gotta call it what I want. Or is there...
Yep, you can call it whatever you want.
Okay.
The power, so yeah, the effect that you're doing is
So I can make
affliction.
a late beam.
Yeah.
But then I have to add points to intensify it to make it
Harder to resist.
do more
Yeah.
damage. Or, yeah.
Because they're gonna roll. If it's light, they're gonna roll fortitude against it.
Right.
And you're just raising the DC they have to roll against by adding ranks.
Right.
You said it was 5 points per rank for the thing.
Stringer is 3 points per rank.
3 points. So
You gain 5 power points.
right. So I can only increase it 1 rank.
Yep, you can get 1 rank right now.
And that would put the total at 21. Perfect.
Now, on your stats and skills tab,
That's on skills tab.
scroll down to your attacks. Stinger,
I think.
the damage is a lie on here. It's supposed to be. It should be 7 now.
Powers.
7.
Wait,
Is it?
no.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
It'd be a power.
You. Oh, okay. So Stinger should be 4 because that's your that's your damage you're actually doing from the piercing of the actual Stinger. I forgot to build you in a thing for the venom.
Yeah, so the venom right now is Cobra venom. So
it's not. It's Scorpion venom.
Well, oh, okay.
It's probably equivalent to Cobra venom.
Well, I mean, they don't have Scorpion venom.
Well, no, they wouldn't. I'm just saying that those are just samples.
Okay, so what do we want that one to be then?
It doesn't. Well, it's your own venom. It has its own rules built into it already.
Oh, so that's the.
It is your venom.
Okay, that's the.
So, but my point is that it has linked with poison damage. I didn't build you a thing for poison damage. But if you look in the description of Stinger on your sheet, you'll see a Fortitude DC of 16. So that's on the other page.
Oh, sorry, first page, sorry. On the attack?
Yeah, on the attack Stinger, look at the description that's right under.
Oh, I can't. You know.
Scroll over, and there's a Fortitude DC. That needs to go up by 1.
Okay, so that's 7.
Yes. So what's going to happen is go ahead and roll that, just so I can show you what it looks like. All right. So you see how it. All right. So the number that you botched is your attack.
Right.
The number under it is the toughness DC they're rolling to avoid damage from the actual piercing of the stinger. So then in the description it says they also need to roll fortitude against the poison.
Gotcha.
So they have to do 2 checks to resist the stinger damage. One of them is just raw damage. The other one is poison.
Okay. And to increase the DC for the poison, that's just increasing the ranks of Sting.
Yes.
Gotcha. That sounds fantastic. All right.
Alright, I want to make sure. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. So I changed it up to not be like a light beam. I want it to more be like
Oh, cool.
a flash that goes out.
Okay.
But I don't want it to be like an all around because I don't want it to. I want it to be like a flashbang kind of, but
That's fine.
not to anybody behind me.
It's default mode. Its default mode is that it only hits one target.
Okay, so I can only do it to a target.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Now, its default mode is also that's melee. So you'd want to probably you'd want to probably add the ranged ability to it.
Okay.
Ranged add-on to it.
How do I do that?
Flip the page.
Okay.
Flip continues on to the second page. There's there should be a ranged thing there. Wait, let me see it.
Did I miss a page?
There's a
Oh, maybe it's over there on that page. Under extras, look down to the extras. So within extras,
Alternating resistance, concentration.
there should be a ranged extra.
Progressive. Maybe I'm just missing. Sorry, I don't have another charger on me, honey.
Another thing. Oh, another thing. It doesn't have it, but it's plus one per rank.
Alright, so I just add another point.
Yeah.
So make it 2 points per rank
Yes.
to add the range.
Yep.
2 points per rank.
Now.
2 points per rank, I'll go there. 2 points per rank. Oops. I'm basically just making it so it can go out. Throw a light particle. And it just hits the ground.
Let me see something. Because we just built a blinding attack for a different character recently. Let me go check that sheet.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We also brought the little quick.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Forgot about those.
I need to ask for those ones.
You guys can have some.
Yeah, you guys think
2 points.
What the water from?
about water.
The water bottle?
Oh, there's just a couple left around the counter.
Okay. Wait.
Okay. How we built it this time
Yes.
is we called it Dazzle. Actually, there might be in a gray box power called Dazzle.
Can you open this?
Here, I'll show you what I mean. So,
This is already open.
yeah, there it is, Dazzle. So there's the main power effects here,
Yeah.
and then there are gray box powers effects. Those are just pre-built versions of the other things, but they are there. So here's Dazzle.
Tim, really quick.
Yes.
It says Steam here under my skills. Does that increase at all? On
That is to hit.
Okay, so that does not increase, right?
That doesn't increase damage. That increases your chance to hit.
Right, but
Yeah.
because I increased the rank of Stinger.
It doesn't affect that.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay.
But
So-
to increase that, I can increase the ranks on that and make it easier to hit.
Yes. Now your total. This is important to remember.
Uh-huh.
Your total of the effect and the damage cannot exceed twice the series power level. The series power level right now is
Okay,
10.
then I don't think we have any more.
Or 20.
So yeah.
Okay.
So your attack and your damage can total together cannot equal more than 10.
20.
20.
Okay, so
So
my attack right now is 10.
your attack right now is 10.
My
Your
damage is-
your poison damage is 7.
Okay,
So you only have 3 points of wiggle room that you can spend on anything in there.
gotcha. And to increase the ranks on Sting, I would have to spend how many points? It's like
3 points per rank to increase. The skill.
Yeah, skill.
Close combat is 1 power point for every 2 ranks.
Okay, so I could increase it to 12. my total to 12.
Except that would put you at 21.
No, that should be 19 because you said
You have 3 points of regular. 10 plus 7, because your poison damage is 7.
Yeah.
And your attack is 10. So
If I
that's
increase-
17.
Yeah. If
So-
I increase my attack by 2 ranks, that would be 12 total for my
No.
attack.
If you increase it by 2 power points, you would get 4 ranks.
Oh no, yeah, not 2 power points, just 1 power point but 2 ranks.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's
if
right.
you increase it to 10, if you increase the 8 to 10,
Yes.
that's going to spend 1 power point, and that's going to put your total at 19. Now you can spend half a power point.
No, I'm good. That's good.
I'm just saying, if you want to,
Hmm?
you do have the option of spending half power points. It will track that just fine.
What do my claws do?
So should I change my affliction to dazzle for this? Or should
So that would be
I
the
continue?
easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, we have to build the affliction, and they have one. They have a
I have
pre-built.
this right here.
Yeah, they already
So
have
I'll
a
just
pre-built.
change. All right,
So if you want to, you can just use dazzle as it is, or
yeah,
you can
I am.
you can
Just call
use
it-
affliction to alter it.
No, just call it dazzle, but it's going to be called flashback.
Yes, ma'am.
Build the damage.
Okay. So that is
Doing the old razzle dazzle.
Says for illusions that are capable of inflicting damage at a linked perception range damage.
Power points per rank is 2.
Damage.
So
Close.
right. The blast isn't. It's a gray box power. All it is, all blast is damage with a +1 per rank ranged extra attached to it.
But it doesn't say range, it says perception.
Perception is a range.
It's 2 points.
So can I see something real quick, babe?
That should be 12. Yeah. I'm just
2
good
points
at
per
that.
rank, I guess.
Okay. Do I have to put anything else other than that?
Upgrade. Yeah, there you go. I spent all my power.
Alright, so yeah. What you would be doing is taking damage and adding 2 ranks of increased range. The damage would then be 3 points per rank. That would move it from close to ranged to perception.
Okay.
So I can make it so with dazzle, it's a create control, so it just kind of stays there when I throw it. Is what it's basing it off of.
I'd have to see. I'd have to read it.
So pretty much what it's saying is, yeah, I'll just let you read it. You know, but it pretty much is saying that I can add a thing to it that makes it stationary. So I can just stay there and I can just keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's what it seems.
That'd be fine.
Because it has all the extras that you can add onto it.
It's not a create. It's just in alphabetical order after create.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not actually part of create.
Oh,
It is
man.
using affliction.
It is affliction then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, tactile illusion
Uh-huh.
I think that's what
does damage. 4 points. With illusion, that affects 1 sense.
Right. Why do you want to have illusion wrapped up in this?
Because my build entirely.
Right, but it could just be a mental blast. You don't have to create an illusion. You can't just build it as just a raw mental blast. Like go to blast as the gray box power. The damaging range attack is a blast of energy. The energy could be mental energy.
Yeah, but that's what's fun, then making them feel like they're on fire.
I mean, you can describe the mental energy however you want, but yeah, I'm just saying if you want it now, it's cheaper to do it that way.
Okay.
If you're willing to wait to stylize it, then you can wait to stylize it. But there is a way that you can buy it now for like $2
So, yeah, just 1,000. 1 rank, 2 per rank. So at rank 1, I can only do what? One degree?
One second. The other thing is there's a hidden cost in there for either option, for the illusion or the book. And that is that you also have to buy ranks in the skill that you're going to use to hit them with, if you want it to be more effective. So let's see here. If you don't buy ranks in the skill, range, attack, blast, or whatever, then you're just rolling a 2 on the die.
Right.
A 2 or die plus 2. So if you want to be more likely to hit, you also have to spend points over there.
Okay. Gotcha.
Should I put that under like a ranged combat ability, or should I do it as an offensive ability?
You do, yeah. So you need to buy points in the skill range combat dazzle in order to hit, and spend points on the power in order to have the power work.
Right. So I already did the power.
Yeah.
I made the power.
So yeah, if you have some points left over, definitely buy it in
And
range
you
combat.
only did 1 rank. And it's
Range
2 per
combat
rank, so
dazzle.
3. So for the range combat.
Yeah.
So the skill is 2 points per, no, 2 ranks per power.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd add that on to the powers tab.
So no, under the skill.
Yeah.
Right. So I made it under here.
No, so under
No.
under
So that is how hard it is to resist getting blinded.
Okay.
Now, if you go to stats and skills,
Yes.
under your skills, ranged combat,
Right. That's right.
that is going to be to
So right there.
yeah. That's
Okay.
ranks, and that is going to determine how likely you are to hit with it.
Okay. So, and it's 2 points per 1 rank.
2 ranks per 1 point.
Yeah.
for one.
Yeah, each rank is a half a point.
Okay. And then what is it? The first one that I know. I'm gonna do this third box.
Now remember, you only have 1 rank in the power itself right now.
Okay.
So if you hit somebody with this, they're only rolling a fortitude against a DC 11
Right.
to avoid getting blinded.
Yes. But I do want to actually also.
But
make it
it
work.
now does exist, and so you have that option.
So then, next to the range combat skill, where in the ranks column,
The third rank.
the third row, right, I put 1.
No, you put how many ranks you're going to put.
Right.
How many power?
Yeah,
how
if
many
you
power
put 1
points
in
are
there,
you
then it's going to cost you half a point to buy it.
How many power points are you spending?
Or just here, yeah, go ahead and
Because I
write
have
1.
3 left.
So
yeah, so
if
how
you
many power points do you want to spend?
what you can do,
I'll spend 1 because I want to do an.
so that's
So
2.
put 2.
Put 2 in.
No, so put a 2 there.
Does anybody else want these one?
Okay.
Grab one?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll take 1. And then I'm gonna go back to the other thing.
How many is in there?
I have no clue. 5?
Really?
That's what it says.
Oh.
If you need to save some, that's fine. I don't need.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kids were asking for them. There's 5 kids. Isn't there?
So then I'm gonna add 1 more rank.
Half the kids haven't eaten dinner.
Yes, my daughter doesn't get dessert if she didn't finish her food, which is
Yeah,
probably
actually,
still
I don't
sitting
think
there. So
anybody-
I don't think anybody ate. Just do that.
my kids won't get dessert. They might get something when they get home, but they're not getting dessert.
Are they pumpkin flavor?
No.
So
I don't
that
think
makes
so.
2 ranks. So what does it make?
Just
They're
have
not
the pumpkin
pumpkin
taste.
flavored. though.
All right, perfect. I am pointing
You
that
don't
out.
like pumpkin either?
Well,
Um,
I was gonna drink pumpkin Oreos. I'm glad.
So-
I do have some nutty bars for that.
If it's not pumpkin flavored, it's
Okay.
You want pumpkin?
I'll try it.
So
As long as it's not pumpkin, like she said.
every rank.
There's not pumpkin flavor, no.
What does
Like pumpkin
So I
spice.
put 2 ranks into
Ugh.
the actual powder
Oh, what the
itself.
hype is.
Yes.
Everybody loves
So that will up the DC on it now.
The DC to
Yeah.
hit.
I like
No,
hit, right.
no.
Well,
Yes.
sorry.
You upgrade the power, so
Right.
the DC
So now it's
to
ready too.
So that's mean
Anything
the DC to
apple.
avoid
Yeah,
damage.
You know?
Right. And
Like,
then what is that
that's
DC
my
up to now?
fall
Do you know?
dessert.
Off the top of your
Pumpkin?
head?
No.
Looks like
Get that away.
Yeah. Yeah.
like DC 12.
Oh, so just
yeah.
ups it by 1.
Yeah.
Okay,
So what-
every-
so go into-
every point
so-
goes up.
Under your offense, go to hit add.
Yeah. Are you on?
It is good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It
Um,
definitely doesn't taste like pumpkin.
Name it.
name it. The first box after you name it
Yep.
is going to be the total for your ranged combat flashbang.
Which is 2.
Yep.
So I put a 2 there.
Yep. The third one is the number of ranks you put into the power.
All right, and I put 2.
And then
2
change the
ranks
toughness to fortitude.
Okay.
And then you can write whatever description you want underneath.
The old
I don't
Russell
understand
has
why
it.
an illusion as a ranged attack. If I'm
What?
not why would an illusion count as a ranged attack if I'm creating an illusion?
It's not normally a ranged attack, but if you're trying to attack with it,
Okay.
it's because the illusion can be anywhere in perception range, and so if you want to make it damaging, the attack has to also be anywhere in perception range. It has to be able to go wherever the illusion is
Russell has
going.
it.
Right, but I shouldn't have to roll it as
So does
ranged
it work?
combat
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to
if it's
add
an illusion.
ranks to it though.
But you're at
Yeah,
distance
that's
trying to hurt
the
them.
boat.
Right. To get it to effectively
That's ranged combat.
be better.
Yeah, but projecting
Because
a
right now it's
image
probably
is
just gonna be
okay.
like for 2 seconds.
I mean,
Oh, look at that pretty line.
And
they have to categorize it as some sort of weapon. It's not close
Not
enough
mine.
because you're not hitting them with your
Or
bar.
both.
Oh,
So it has to be ranged combat. It's the only other
Are you
option.
talking about me?
that's probably like because I'm gonna flashbang them, and then you guys are the offensive people. So you're gonna go for the legs. You're gonna come from behind for the legs.
It is
Gonna
just,
stab
it is just damage at a distance. That's
We
what
were
range
good
damage
as a
is.
team.
It doesn't matter how you
Tears
do
them in
it.
half.
It's just a matter. It
I
matters
remember
where.
before.
Love to feel satisfied.
Right.
I just want to eat.
There you go. Eat the alien, see what happens.
Just like me and
Yeah.
scales. I always tried to bite everything.
Yeah, corner one
No?
and go to town. Isolate one from the pack.
Well, that's the thing. There was one isolated from the
We could
pack.
kill the
It's the one
aliens
that's
instead of
Outside that door, yeah.
Just burst the door and kill it before it can shoot you.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I was just gonna crawl on the ceiling, go over, then stab him in the head.
And then I
Is
can
the
eat them
ceiling
after.
tall enough that he wouldn't be?
That's not in that room, no.
I think you're
Well, I mean, as
talking
long as he's
above.
not looking up.
Are you
Maybe
talking
he's
about
like
like
How
super
tall
short.
are you?
Huh? Me, I'm like 4 foot.
Damn.
I can squish.
They're kind of
accidentally
small.
stabbed yourself in the
Well,
back of the
it's
neck?
funny because she has a normal human-sized upper body. It's just that where your legs would be, she has like a scorpion body that's like that big.
Yeah, I'm almost.
And then
Oh.
legs that go up and then back down, like a scorpion.
That's kind of ridiculous.
So she's half human,
That's
half
why I picked
scorpion.
So it's
Yeah.
Kind of like,
so she's not. Her upper body doesn't look like she's 4 feet tall. Her upper body, if you just saw her upper body, you'd think it was a normal-sized person in a wheelchair. You know, type of thing.
wow.
It's just that instead of a wheelchair, it's an entire scorpion body.
That's pretty
So you could
intimidating.
trick
I know.
Is
people.
your intimidation pretty good?
It is actually not.
I feel like it should be.
I do too. I mean, mine is not because I'm just late.
Mm.
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna talk shit to you and you're gonna be
Blow
But I
people
turn
away.
off
yeah, right.
the light.
And it'll get real scary because of us.
Suck you in a vacuum.
Just like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like right around your head and just. I'm 65 pounds. Hit the floor. Turned into like a mini light hole instead of a black hole because I made a light just around their head.
So S9.
That's so sad.
Yes, that's 9 right now.
is heavily damaged.
What did I do? Was that? I got
You already did your
33,
check there.
I think.
Your perception.
Yeah, you did like
33. Heavily damaged. There was definitely more fighting happening here than there was below.
Nice.
Dang.
It looks like this was more office space.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to tell because there's definitely a lot of evidence of like fire and stuff. So like most of the stuff you would find here has been destroyed. You can find like parts of records and stuff, but
Yeah, nothing useful though.
there's not a whole lot. I mean, if you gathered enough of it up and took the time to really study it, maybe.
Oh, how about that? No. Alright. Are you guys still on? No, I'm just gonna start walking back.
Yeah, you guys are still at the cryogenic tanks.
Yeah, she got.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to open a door. You did the strength check already.
Yep.
That is not enough to open it.
Sorry.
It's not far off. You could try again, but it is still closed.
Okay. I'm gonna come back on my way down.
Actually, I'll say at that score, you like just got it a
Kind
little
of,
bit,
Yeah.
but you haven't finished pulling it over.
I'm gonna start walking back down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see.
That is enough.
Hey.
I'm gonna see my papers still there. I'm gonna pick up my papers and walk down to wherever they are.
Okay.
But guys, what?
So I got the door open.
All right. So you find an identical room, different specimen numbers.
Investigation.
More.
Hey, investigation.
You do in fact find your tank. In fact, in this room, all of the tanks are open and empty.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's cool. That's all I wanted.
It's like home,
Yay! Now I just call back to the things for next.
and that's the end of the campaign. For that.
Yeah, good job, guys. I like being the sport.
I love the vast difference in personalities here.
Hmm?
Well, okay, so last in the other group, your character was played by Matt. Your character was played by Dave. And your character was played by Eric.
Also, Dave just wandered off.
So Dave had a whole other thing going on.
Oh, okay. All right, Dave.
As far as the other characters are concerned, Dave defected to the aliens.
Really?
Yes.
I was almost considering walking in that door and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah. I mean, you could.
Yeah.
There's apparently precedent for it.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Because I mean, they would treat me as a monster in theory, right?
Well,
They wouldn't treat me as a human.
that depends on whether they are considered monsters.
Gotcha.
Do they like monsters or do they like humans?
You have no idea. You've never seen the interaction.
I've never been interactive. Well,
Find a dead
This
human.
is the
then we
first
know.
time. This is the first time you guys have seen these creatures at all.
I like your logic.
Yeah.
you guys hanging out on this floor for a while?
I'm done. I'm gonna go check floor S8.
8? Alright, I'll go to 7 then.
4 to 6.
Okay.
Okay, so 8, 7, 6.
Yep. We'll go in order.
Perception.
Are you doing anything with the cryo tanks?
Nope, I'm gonna go up.
So, nope, that's mine. Nope, okay. This works again. There you
Those are so much better at
35.
go. I am, I'm pretty decent at perception.
Alright.
But that was good with 12. Oh.
Well, even with perception, my investigation is still higher.
I said 8. Yes.
Does progressive overwrite cumulative? Or do you have to have?
No, you don't have to have both. In fact, you don't really want to have both. It doesn't. Well, I mean, you can have both. It just doesn't really. They're trying to do the same thing in different ways.
Right.
So it's, do you want it to do it in both ways, or do you want it to?
That's not
Well, cumulative is if I remember correctly, cumulative is every time you attack, like if they have if they miss by 1, then they have the first degree. Normally, if you attack them again and they fail by 1, they just suffer the first degree again. But with cumulative, they now suffer the second degree.
Yeah.
With progressive, it increases round per round on its own. So they're both making it so that you can gradually increase, but they're doing it in different ways. One of them requires you to keep attacking, and the other one doesn't.
Okay.
No, that's actually impressive.
Now, once they
Yeah,
succeed in a check,
Progressive
The
flashbang.
difference is 2 points.
That's not bad.
once they succeed, it stops accumulating because they've succeeded again.
Right.
They've stopped it. But yeah, as long as they keep failing, it would just keep getting worse every round until they hit the maximum damage.
Yeah.
And then suffer that maximum effect.
Progressive with my flashbang.
I mean, progressive sounds really fun.
Yeah, it just does it by itself. I just throw the flashbang once and it just.
You got to increase the DP a little bit.
Oh, no, a lot of it. It's really low. Yeah.
But the power, yeah. Putting it in there. I'm saving up.
There you go.
I have 3 points.
Dang.
That is an expensive power.
Yep.
I don't need this. But thank you.
I don't know why I handed it.
People kept handing me books. Probably gonna have it. Anyway, so floor 8, heavily damaged, definitely labs. Floor 7, you. Heavily damaged, mostly labs. So office space. Floor 6 is another unusually sized floor.
The interesting one.
You did.
Yeah. So S6 has only 3 rooms in it.
Okay.
1 on one hallway, 2 on the other. Or 1 on one side of the hallway, 2 on the other.
Pretty big rooms.
Which one are you going to go into? None of them have windows.
I'm gonna do the one.
The one that's by itself?
Yep.
Okay. So once the door here has been blown out. Like there is no, like the damage has destroyed the doorway. So you're just going to walk in. What you're going to find is when you walk in, it's basically another hallway with like glass windowed offices on either side. 2 on either side. There's a lot of like monitoring equipment. There's a lot of like data stuff. There's a lot of like maps and things like that. And then a larger room with a busted glass tank in it.
That slow pan, he was like, what?
That busted tank.
Mhm.
Can I check it out?
Sure,
See what it is?
It's a tank.
it's glass.
It doesn't have like any information on it.
Okay, so give me an investigation check.
8.
It's glass.
Roll investigation.
Glass.
So I'm gonna walk up to her floor. Alright. No, you're 8, I was 7. So you're 6. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up the floor. Might as well just check them out.
Where are you during this? Are you still at the cryogenic tanks?
Well, I was going to come up to the floor he was on and go and.
Okay, so by the time you get to the floor he's on, you're going to see him coming out of the floor.
Right.
Going to head up.
Yeah. So I'll just go with him.
Okay.
It's a tank. Actually, I'm gonna go to one of the other doors. I see her down that hall with the door. So I'm gonna go to the other side and check out one of those.
All right. Again, these doors have been blown out. There is a bunch of stuff laying around. What you're going to find is
There are not enough controllers for Okay.
give me an insight or an investigation.
Okay, that's better. 24.
These are strategies.
Oh,
They're the
so
only ones.
These are places where they were gathering data and doing a lot of strategy. There's a lot of maps of the area, Colorado and the surrounding areas. There's a lot of like indications of things that have been moved around or whatever.
If you guys could work out a way for everyone to take turns and make it fair.
Some damaged computers, a lot of burnt files, stuff like that. But it's clearly it clearly was a place where they were strategizing movements and activities within this region.
Are there any like computers that I could see that might be able to
They're
turn on?
They're too heavily damaged.
Too heavily damaged. Nothing I could just. All right, I'm gonna go.
But you went up to the floor with him.
No, I saw her and checked out what she.
All right. So what you? Yeah, that was your tank. You're gonna recognize it.
Oh, that was your
I'm gonna go to the other door, whatever door I didn't go to the first time.
Smack the glass. And you're like,
How dare you?
this is the thing you normally
She's
do?
attacking it, so I'll attack
Smack
it
it. Are we destroying the tank? I'll destroy the tank. You get claws, teeth, big strong.
Is there any paperwork around that I can see?
You can find some stuff. So you remember that when you were in the tank, there was like electrodes and stuff on you. What you're basically, because you didn't have the chance to ever really look at this as much before, or really to take the time to study it, but what you're looking at with this paperwork is essentially, it seems as though they were essentially trying to use you as processing power while they were mapping out, predicting movements of mutants in the area.
Computer.
I might punch a few more things.
Do I see anything different? I mean,
Now, you knew some of that because that was how you did some of the other stuff that's in your backstory, finding people, but yeah. It's very overt that was like the primary goal they had.
You weren't even researching me. I was just a computer.
Just a computer.
Not even a computer, you're just a CPU.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just one part of the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, probably one of the more significant parts.
Sure. Yeah.
But
And yet, still a computer.
I'm gonna just go to the other door, whichever door I didn't go to, and then walk in there.
It's
Do I want to roll or is
it's a conference room.
it's okay?
Just a conference room? Dang.
So I'm gonna go up to floor 5 while they're investigating floor 6.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they get information in the room that she's in. They figure out what to do with it in the other room. They tell people what to do with it in the third.
I'm gonna follow them. Yeah, I'm gonna follow him. I'm like, alright, they're down there. Saw nothing useful here, so I'm gonna go up.
Yeah.
The creatures that I've been seeing here, do I recognize them from like any time in here? So they don't belong here.
I have a running theory about it.
Well, actually, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
running theory.
You have seen one. It was dead.
Oh, okay.
That just increases my
But you
theory.
did see one when you were here before.
That-
Hey! You see the look on her face and she's like, what was that?
Kind of out in our own little thought bubble. I feel like whoever was here before these alien guys were fighting these alien guys.
Yeah, I think.
That's I figured you had the same idea. But I think that's why these people came and the other people were like, oh shit, and tried to clear out quickly.
So they're trying to find the people.
And these people are trying to figure out whatever they're trying to figure out.
So you're saying the aliens are the bad guys? Or
No.
the good guys?
So the aliens, well, it depends on how you're looking at it. The aliens came after the people who are already here.
Okay. And they
I
decided
feel like
to
we should
kill
talk to
all the
them.
people here.
Yeah, they were fighting. That's why well, you guys never walked on the floors and I never said anything.
Give me an awareness check.
But that's
Or
why
insight.
there's
No.
that's why we're seeing damage and bullets and pretty much gunfire.
Can you help us with one of the controllers?
Give me a minute and I'll be right in.
So that's my theory because I've seen burns,
Oh, are you-
bullets,
are you-
holes,
Messaging me now?
broken balls.
Okay.
So I think there was a battle between these alien race people and whoever
What's here?
was here before them.
Okay.
And
I
maybe
still have
in,
no idea.
in causing, in the conflict, something happened and it sent out the shockwave or who knows what.
Nick said he's going. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we should talk to them. Or try to.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it, I guess.
Okay.
Just don't get shot.
Oh, yeah.
But you can climb and stuff, so if they try to shoot you, just like do
fine.
your.
I can just poison the guy.
Hello there.
Yeah, I just feel like we should talk to them now.
Plus, I can run really fast too, so
I bet.
that helps.
I miss my speed.
I'm sure.
I miss being able to take off at
Billion
Hawk
miles an hour.
Jesus.
Check your backstory.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, is that these guys?
No. Like I said, you saw exactly one creature that looked like them ever before, and it was dead while you were in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know, but
You're hot too.
so it wasn't the alien. Is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. We said all of that out of character.
Yeah, you said all that out.
Yeah.
That theorized.
Yeah, that was just a. I didn't say that in character.
Actually, good, right? So,
Yeah,
intimidation.
whoever is like the strongest should definitely go talk to them.
Strongest?
Alright, so are you guys getting together and assessing what you have learned so far? Is that what's happening right now?
I think we should. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't found nothing else so far.
And it seems like all these rooms are the same.
Should we go up more?
I mean, if you like, you can go up more, you can go down more. Remember, you never went down
Right,
from where you
never went
entered. And you haven't really stopped to discuss what you found yet.
Right. Just kind of been exploring.
I mean, I think this is a good room. We'll all meet in the conference room.
Yeah.
I know where one of those is. I have found the conference room, floor 6,
Okay.
or S6.
Yeah, so we'll all, I guess, meet in the conference room on S6 and discuss our findings.
Okay.
Pretty much what we've just been talking about.
Alright. So you guys are each describing what you found. And you're saying you think it was.
I think the people who are here now were not the original people, and they're looking for something that the original people had as well.
That is true. They're not the original.
No, I mean just by the sheer intense destruction of some of these floors.
They did
Bullet
not cause
holes,
the destruction.
fires.
They didn't cause the destruction
No? I don't know.
Oh.
That's what my theory was.
because I called the people who caused the destruction.
You what?
I called the people who caused the destruction
All the people who caused the destruction.
to get me out of that tank.
So did you call the people who were here?
No.
Oh.
Okay. So should we be worried about the people you called?
No, they're like us.
Oh, okay.
So did the explosion happen when you called your people?
No.
Like the separation of the mountain, do you know?
No.
That was
Later.
after you guys left?
Yeah.
So I wonder if
It was while I was leaving.
It was while you were
It was
leaving.
while I was leaving.
Okay.
So, with all that information, I think we should go down to the floor that we saw. There was a floor with 2 guards, or no, a single
One
guard.
guard.
One guard.
Well, you saw one guard,
Right.
but there was another stairwell and another foyer out there. You could probably assume had a guard in it, but no one ever
On the
looked
other
over on
side.
the other side
Yeah.
Right.
to see if there was a guard over there.
But that's a lot less than 50. So, I'm going to take my chance.
I mean, it's
That
only
guy.
one for as long as he doesn't call the other 50.
Right.
Right. Who are right behind the door.
Yeah.
Well,
He's out for
Most of which are armed.
Not that floor. There was another floor where there was.
There was
Oh, there was another floor where there were 4 scouts
Yeah.
4 scouts.
with guns.
And if the
gathering
fight
stuff.
starts on the floor above them, they're all going to come up.
Yeah, but I mean,
Was it one floor above them?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
I think we should explore the lower floors because usually subfloors get more important the lower we go.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. We can do
Yeah,
that.
see the way on this. It's a mountain.
Yeah.
There's no structure outside.
So we're going lower.
Sounds like it. Yep. I agree. Go lower.
And it's like crawl along the side
I'll go.
of the staircase.
Sure.
Number 1.
No, we're
Go
21.
to the,
It'd be 21.
Oh, it's
we don't know
21?
how far down it goes.
No,
What did we start at?
what's
We
floor
started
did you
at-
start at?
There was 21 was below you.
Below us, so we were at floor 20.
So S21 is the one you want to start.
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
going to start S21
So you're currently at S6. You want to drop down to S21.
Oh.
and start
And then
there
start
and
working.
keep going down.
To-
Higher
Okay.
numbers, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Sounds
I'll go
like
explore 23.
22 it is.
21?
Okay.
20.
Well, isn't that
20 is in the void.
20 is in the void?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why 21, 22. I'm going to 23.
Yeah, 19 and 18 are
Right.
no longer exist. Or no, so
Wait.
20 and 19 no longer exist.
Okay.
They're
so
in the
we've gone to
space between the
21.
top of the mountain and the bottom.
21.
21.
I'm going to 23.
23. 22. 24.
Okay.
You guys went in the opposite
Yeah.
direction.
It's going order though, so you're going 21.
Okay.
First.
In order to explain all 4 of those floors, we're definitely going to go over 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Now we can do that, but the kids do have school tomorrow.
That is true.
So I want to make sure that everyone is aware that we can either stop here and explain what you find on those floors next session, or I can explain what you find on those floors and then stop, but be later than 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we can go a little later
Yeah.
because the kids don't go to bed till 7:45 or anything now.
Yeah.
They stay up a little later since they're a little older.
Okay.
If that's okay with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Toby doesn't start getting to
Yeah,
bed.
yeah, they don't go to bed till a little while after you leave.
Yeah.
But you're the ones who have to drive their kids home and then get them.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. 21 is another maintenance floor. Who had that one? Was that you? All right,
Yep.
21 is another maintenance floor. This one definitely has stuff going up and down. But, you know, obviously there's no floor above it anymore, so you have no idea what's going through there. But it is very much a maintenance floor. A lot of wiring, a lot of technical boxes, a lot of pipes, all that type of stuff. 22 has 22 has a bunch of lab spaces. Who's in that one?
Yeah.
You are. Okay. You're not gonna have any idea what these labs are for. Nothing in there looks right. You could roll something. You could roll science, but I don't think you have anything. 23. All right. 23 has more of those cryo tanks.
Okay.
They're very oddly shaped and various sizes. They're not like made to hold just a normal size human being. 24. You're going to notice 2 things. One, the first is that it only goes to 25.
Oh.
So when you get to 24, you can easily look down and see that the next floor is the bottom.
Okay.
Within 24, you're going to find what appears to be a bunch of like medical lab. Okay, one side of the hallway is like medical lab space. In there, one of the things you're going to find is the dead body that you remember seeing before.
Okay.
On the other side is a bunch of tech that looks very similar to what the aliens have, but it's definitely not weaponry, and it's all disassembled.
Okay. So they were studying.
They were studying it. I guess describing it actually wouldn't go over 7 o'clock, but if we want to do anything with any of that, is the thing.
Okay.
Wait, there's
I mean,
still
mine
this
wasn't
one?
really anything.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Is it being like,
it's preserved. It's like it's in one of the, it's in a cryo thing.
My room didn't have much in it, right? 23.
Yeah, you had the weird shaped tanks,
The big ship tanks.
cryo tanks.
All right, I'm gonna go down to 25. See what we find in
Okay, maintenance.
How many
a lot of
generators?
maintenance,
Yeah, the power generators are down there.
Oh, hey, look at
Hey, now
I'm
you
gonna
can
do an
turn all the lights.
investigation on 23. See
Okay.
I mean, on like the desks or whatever, see if I see anything.
So, very nice. There is, this floor is, instead of, how the floor with the other tanks had like a monitoring station and like a secure room and then like a tank,
Yeah.
and there was like 6 of those on one floor. This whole floor is just one of those. So there's like
Oh.
a couple monitoring stations, a safe room, and then the tanks, and that's the whole
The whole
floor.
floor. Is the monitor or like is there a computer? The monitor is it like a computer? Is it like
Oh yeah, there's a couple computers there.
Are they? Can I touch them or is it look broken?
No, they're fine.
I'm gonna technology one of them. See if I can boot it up or anything. That was. I got a 2. That was my roll.
I mean,
Like
it's
push the power button.
yeah,
Does it do
power
anything?
button, nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna broadcast to everybody down the party.
Okay.
All right.
Now your cryo tanks are closed, and the ones from the first room that you went to on 8, I think it was, were also closed.
Oh.
I mentioned that when she was still up
I
there.
specifically said when he got to the, I said they were closed tanks, and I said when he got to the tank, the room that he looked at, that unlike the other room, all the tanks in that room were open.
I don't remember.
that. You did tell me those were open. All of them that I.
Well,
Oh, my room was closed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do like a hand wipe on
So I wonder what
thing,
that
see if I
means.
can see anything in there. Is
So
it
you're
like
gonna
a
just go up to one of the random
Yeah,
tanks.
just like try to wipe it off. See
Yeah.
if I can wipe anything.
Uh-oh.
He's
Uh,
rolling.
He's picking up his die.
well, I'm figuring out which one you're looking at.
Okay.
Give me the book, please.
It's gonna like open up on me. I just.
Great.
So then you get punched in the face.
Outcome scales. No.
Bum-ba-da-dum.
So that's how we react.
I know, right? This is how I find myself. Oh boy.
All right.
So you just grab.
What you see is okay. It looks like the base of what you're seeing is a human being, but everything is really long, like really long torso, really long arm, really long fingers, really long neck, really long face. Everything is
What
It's slender. Yeah.
well, sort of. I mean, it's
Run. Don't open it up.
there are a couple things that are notable about it though. One is that they're like wrapped around, like they occupy a lot of this tank. It's almost like they were kind of crammed in there. The other thing is that they don't look like they're alive.
Oh.
It doesn't look like they
Can I-
survived whatever this process was.
They
tortured them.
There's a lot of like damage on the body. Like you can see places where like the stretching seems to have torn some stuff. You can see like it doesn't look like the person actually survived the process of becoming what they are right there.
Why would you mess with them?
Can I go to the next tank and check it out too?
Yeah.
Do
Is this what-
I need to investigate?
No.
Anything? Just no. Okay.
Was this all the funky
Might as well
that
keep
you're in?
Yeah. So I'm on
Oh.
23. I'm just like,
That's so weird.
in
Pretty
case
dark.
people are.
It is very dark.
They
Now
got a
imagine
fancy
being
die.
coming out of one of those.
Right.
That's
what we did in the
by
first.
the way, even though I
In
don't
our first
I
game.
haven't finished the
That's what happened to all of us. Minus
Really?
you. Yeah.
Yep.
We all came out. That's the first thing we remember.
Yep.
Coming out of a cryo tank.
No thanks.
Okay. The next one is actually a very small tank.
Okay.
You are going to see a very small person, but again, they don't look like they survived the process. They look more like they got crushed into the shape they're in.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, enough of that dark floor. I'm gonna go relay my findings.
Okay.
I heard them going down the floors, so I'm gonna go. hey, there are things in those tanks still, but they don't seem to be alive. And there's no power, so I can't work on any of the computers. Look at that.
What would we do if we opened up the tanks though?
Well, there is some, because the tanks are functioning. There's
Oh,
some
they're
power on the floor, but there's no power to the computers right now.
I'm going back up. Can I find a plug?
I mean, you're on the floor where all of the power control is. Like, there are generators here that aren't on. There's
No, we're on 24.
Oh, 24.
He was on
yeah, he's
25.
on the floor.
But he
Yeah.
hasn't told me anything,
Yeah.
so I don't know that.
On 24, however, yeah. So, like I said, medical lab, couple tech labs, that type of thing. What are you doing on the floor?
Are there any computers?
Anybody, whoever's on the floor that wants to.
I was on 24, and that was where the alien body was.
And then you broadcasted, and after I did my search,
And you
I came
broadcast
down.
it, and you came down. Did you come down after Team broadcasted that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you both arrive on 24, and you see the same thing that Gene saw, which
Are there
is
any
the medical
computers?
lab, the one cryo tank with the body in it that looks very like the same. Looked like the same species as the guys that are upstairs.
What is all?
A lot of medical stuff. No, he's not disassembled.
Oh.
But he is dead.
He is dead.
How can we get information about these creatures that we saw?
Well, you're in a medical lab, and there's one of their bodies.
Could we like dissect?
If you wanted to, you could.
I'm not good at that. Are there any computers?
Yeah,
Can I check if they have power?
you can.
Do you need me to technology?
No, you just push a button. They don't have power.
So me on the 25th floor, I see all these generators. Are all of them on? Some of them on?
No, a lot of. So you have some stuff that got fried out. You have some stuff that just doesn't have any power. That just isn't running. You do see some like emergency generators. You can tell that they're kind of emergency generators. They seem to be hooked up into a different system. They are still running, still producing power.
Okay.
There is definitely a like. Give me a technology check.
Oh, sure.
You should just calm me
I feel
down.
like I just want to dissect one.
I think she just wants
Yeah,
to
that's not too bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
No, not done.
You don't really recognize where some of this power is coming from, but you do find that there's like there are a couple of different sets of mains.
Okay.
So it seems as though there isn't a one switch for the whole complex.
Right.
There are multiple different disconnected power systems.
Okay.
Two of those are on. Okay. Three of them are off.
Three that are off.
Or I'm sorry. Two of them are on. One is off. There's only the three total.
Okay. So the one that is off, can I tell if I can turn it back on?
Yeah. There's just a big switch.
Okay. Yeah. Then I want to turn it on. Turn it off. Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna turn it on. It's gonna take a little bit of time as some stuff starts to kind of turn, because some of the stuff hasn't been turned on in 5 years.
Dang.
It's gonna take a little while to warm up some of the stuff, but you are gonna start hearing things start to turn on. You guys are gonna start seeing like some of the lights actually start turning on.
Press a button.
All right. So I'm gonna go back up to the 24th floor with everybody else.
Okay.
Body.
And we will jump in there next time. So you guys now have the electricity.
Yeah.
You're all together on the 24th floor.
Yay.
You get another 5 points.
Yay.
That means I can make.
You gain a power point or a hero point for next session.
Okay.
You'll have 3.
And I get my
Except
hero
you.
point.
I have 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already put mine down. To
No one has given anyone else a
Now
hero
I'm
point.
gonna give a hero point to you.
There you go.
I have 3 now.
Yeah.
Boosh.
Why not?
Is anybody else giving anybody else power points before we wrap up?
Hero point.
Hero point.
Hero
Hero
points.
I'm gonna give him the egg.
There you go. Leah gets a hero point.
So yeah, I'll get. Well, you guys have.
Leah, who are you giving a hero point to?
Me?
Her too.
Yeah, she joined me in these adventures and found interesting stuff like the tubes. And she found her tube. With
The
that.
tubes. It's a series of tubes.
So then,
I still feel like we should dissect
next
one
one
of
is
those
what, the
people.
23rd?
With teeth.
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
Yeah,
like
the
what they're all
That's a
about.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk of the time now?
Well, let me wrap up stream and then we can talk about it. Well, I mean, stream will probably would like to know, actually, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right. So, next session is in 2 weeks. We are available to do it on Saturday if that's a better day for everybody.
That is, because we can also do it longer.
Yep.
If that's okay. If people can, we'll do it longer session.
I'm cool with that. You guys are cool? All right.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't know when we're going to start.
Yeah, when you want to start.
I figured you'd do that.
I mean, we can. We don't have anything on that day, do we? Where's the
The
festival?
23rd?
Yeah. As long as you don't, I figured we could start at like noon or something, just after lunch.
Yeah, we can do it even earlier if we want to have lunch. So.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, that's.
The only thing on the 23rd is the men's breakfast.
What time does it end? Yeah.
9:45.
It ends at 9.
9.
All right, so yeah, we could start as early as 10.
Okay, we can do 10.
Yeah, that's fine.
Works for us.
10?
Yeah.
10.
I'm updating it. Calendar.
I'm adding it to Discord.
Yeah, that'll work.
Cool. Work for you too?
Yeah.
End time.
I put 7, but I know we don't have to be as hard about it because no one has school the next
Yeah,
day.
right. That's why I figured if
Yeah.
you could start earlier, I can do
And
it.
we don't wake up as early for church as we do for school, so
Right. Oh, you don't?
no.
Why does it say?
School starts so early. She gets one of our kids gets picked up at 7, or has to be outside at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Our church doesn't start till 9,
Right.
Yeah.
so like.
Right. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I mean, I show up early because I'm in the music team, so like I show up early
right.
for the band, but I almost never show up before 8.
Right.
That's an hour later than we have to be outside
Right,
during
yeah.
the week.
Yeah, that's like the kids. They get up. They get up at 7. My mom drops them off to the early, whatever it's called, extended day at some.
Well, we're in a regional school district, so
her
school isn't in our town.
Oh, that's right.
That's a big
Where
part
does
of it.
she-
Also, she's the first
She goes
stop.
to Townsend.
She's the
What's-
first pickup.
What school?
But we're not going to talk about specifics.
Oh, yeah, we're on stream. I forgot.
Right.
But yeah, no.
Right, right. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, her school's in
I
a
forgot
different
about
town,
that. Okay.
and she's the first pickup.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Yeah, so
It's going to be
that's
long.
rough.
Anyway, so yeah, we can do 10 Saturday, 2 weeks, the 23rd.
Yep.
We will resume this story. If we finish it, we could jump back into the other group,
Yep.
the other, the main party. If we don't
Going on
finish
over
it,
there,
there will have been a lot that happened. We'll probably want to, yeah, we'll figure out food and stuff like that. In the meantime, those of you who are watching, please, as we said, we are doing this for Extra Life to raise money for Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Please check out that link. Go there. Help us help kids. Make a donation. There's various things you can enjoy from those donations as well. Like, for instance, if you give a $20 donation, you get to pick what I review when I do Haberdashers reviews on Tuesdays. But aside from that, there's also just the knowledge that you helped some kids who were sick and needed help. It provides care, it provides for supplies, it provides for entertainment, so the kids can be kids while they're at the hospital. So again, every cent that you donate goes straight to the hospital. If you want to pick a different charity to support, you can go to this link at Humble Bundle. We are a partner with Humble Bundle, so if you use that link, that affiliate link, to go and buy a Humble Bundle, then not only do you get to send a portion of the money you pay to go to a charity of your choice, but another portion of it to come to the channel to help us do cool things. So check that out as well. And of course, here on Twitch, you can subscribe to the channel and pay us directly, and we can do more cool stuff. So thank you very much. Don't forget, you can also hang out with us on Discord, find out about more games we're doing, get more updates on times and stuff like that. Like today, if you were on Discord, you would have known that we were starting late because we were talking about it in the Discord. So that's an option. Also, there's like meme channels and stuff like that. So thank you very much, and have a good night.
Bye.
See you later.